Have y'all never... Oh, my microphone's... Have y'all never heard my intro music before? I've had the same song since I started. Have y'all never heard the song before? Oh, you're never early, okay. I was like, what? That was made by a friend of mine, Murdoch. He just kind of made it for me. I pay him an exposure he doesn't want. But yeah, it's always been the same. He made it up for me because my old lore was that I was a dungeon boss that got summoned, and so he made me cool boss music. Doesn't really apply anymore, but I like my song too much. It was made just for me, so I'm keeping it. But anyway, hey Vivid, hello. And hey Ryan, hello. Hey Izzer, hello. And hey something, hello. Welcome in. The coughing. Anyway, but yeah, but that's what. But if you ever come in, at the very beginning of stream, that is my theme song. It's disproportionately badass. Hairball, where? Hada? Not just the boss of a dungeon, but a boss regardless. Thanks. I mean, technically I am a boss. I'm just not a dungeon boss. Yeah. It kind of sounded like you were, ew, gross. No, that is not what that sounds like. When a cat has a hairball, it is way worse. I've heard that firsthand. I'm coughing because my lungs want to escape. Oh, that is completely different. Anyway, I did take some medicine earlier, so hopefully it'll be better than it has been, but you know, I have no faith. I'm gonna just take off the glasses today. Anyway, not 3 in the morning anyway. But how is everybody? How has your week been? How's it going? How you doing? My week was okay. It was pretty nice. Pretty chill, you know. Oh shit, let me go let Twitter know. Let Twitter know I'm live. I struggle not to cough over and over. Let's see. Come on. Hey, Malcolm, hello. Welcome in. I'll go ahead and post that. There we go. Anyway, you got glasses again. Oh, nice. And food has shown up. Cool. Not the weird little dances. Oh, did I freeze? Yeah, I did. Fuck. Oh, I keep forgetting. Well, let's see if I can fix it. 1 second. Oh no, don't switch that. Let's see. Well, I'm fine there. Okay, I'm moving again. I keep forgetting how fragile my computer is. My computer's like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm like, bitch, just use Twitter. It's like, no, not while you're streaming. I'm like, god damn it. Anyway, I did it. I have let the Twitters know that I am live. Indeed. Oh god, at some point I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. It's time for my yearly checkup. The doctor's like, anything new? I'm like, no. He's like, great, here's a bill for $50. I'm like, god damn it. Anyway. At least the cough is a little drier. I don't know. How do you classify coughs? It doesn't feel like it's a deep cough. It feels like weirdly shallow. I kind of hate it. Like, it's not that bad at all. It's like, I don't know what cause. It's like not like in my chest per se, but it's like not really in my throat either. It's somewhere in between. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Anyway. As for what we have planned today, there's some character designs I need to work on. I was gonna do comic work today, but honestly, I don't want to show you guys my comic yet. So I will be working on character concepts instead. Which one character you guys already know about? It's Stella. It's always Stella. Like, Subby, who's Stella? I'm like, you, whatever. The story's been interesting. The first draft definitely helped me figure out what I want to focus on, so that's gonna be fun. Why do my eyes keep shrinking so much? I'm gonna have to adjust that now. Fuck, because it keeps weirding me out. Yeah, concept art. God damn it. Let me fix that so I can stop looking like I'm like, ugh. Let's see. How do I fix this so I could stop looking like I'm scared on my mind? Type in I think maybe if I do like, maybe this will be better. Let's see, maybe. Okay, I think this is a bit better. Okay, I'll do this instead. Oops. There we go. Because I don't want it opening like, okay, that's doable. That's doable. I'm just so tired of my irises getting so small. There we go. Because I'm like, why do I look like that? There we go. But yeah, I'll be working on some character concept art. There's God damn it. About 3 or 4 characters I want to see it. Like, and it's gonna be sloppy concept art, so I'm gonna try not to ink anything unless I absolutely have to. So it's gonna be very loose, very sloppy, very experimental concepts. It's mainly like just figuring out everybody's clothing and what colors work, because I don't want to write about a certain color combination and it turns out it looks like shit. Have you ever done that? Have you ever like written something and you're like, ah, this sounds great, and then you like visualize, you're like, oh god, it's ass. I've done that. It's been so bad. Or you describe someone's hair a certain way and it's like, This is my mute button so you guys don't have to keep hearing me cough. Here it is. Okay. I didn't get all of it. Oh man, ow. I took medicine earlier. Why? I have water. So it's not too bad. I also had some warm tea earlier. I might just have to like do some throat treatments or something. I don't know. I hate coughing though. Anyway, back to what I'm supposed to be talking about. My eyes are still doing it. Fuck. I still have like the tiny irises of death. Whatever. We're just gonna suffer together. What was I saying? What was I saying? My brain just shut off. It's because I cough too much. Anyway. But yeah, but I'm gonna be working on that in a little bit. And since I know how it's gonna, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, me not talking about anything that happens in my novel was like legitly the easiest way for me to actually write the bloody thing. I don't know if you guys ever run into this, but anytime I talk about a project I'm doing, like, I mean like the details of it, then I suddenly don't want to do it. Like, I'm glad I have at least enough effort to be like, I did this part. And because it's going to be a novella, a light novel, I will be drawing illustrations in it too. So I just don't know I mean, I think I'm still gonna do color illustrations just because I can. They're not gonna be super detailed, but they're definitely gonna be enough to get the point across, I think. Because I read light novels. I love me some light novels. They're so fun to read. I think, even though it takes me forever, I think one of the light novels I like the most is Ascendance of a Bookworm, just because of how slow it is. Like, it's a very slow story, but I think the reason that it works is that the main character, Mine, she just wants to read books all day. That's all she wants. And I think if you have a slow story, you kind of have to have a character like that. Like, they have to have a goal that's actually relatively easy to achieve and just make it absurdly difficult for them. I've read some other ones which are okay, but they're kind of not as good as that one. Like, I read like The Condemned Villainess Goes Back in Time or some shit. That one started good, but then ended up kind of bad. I'm slowly making my way through like That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I don't know, it's also like, it's kind of boring. Like, I think it's because I started reading the manga and the manga was great, but like the novel though, the novel's like, it's okay, but I think because we're actively within Rimuru's head, it's not as good. It's not as good being inside of Rimuru's head. Not to mention it cheats. Like, when it comes to novel writing, you don't have to be good or anything, just entertaining. But the issue I kind of have with Tensei, or That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, is that it's from first person. It's a first person novel. However, the minute the narrative gets away from Rimuru, it turns into third person, but it doesn't separate the two. So you'll have him talking about himself, and then he'll suddenly start talking about shit he has nothing to do with, and then it goes back to being first person, and it weirds me out sometimes. Obviously it doesn't really stop anybody because it got made into an anime eventually, but like, am I the only one bothered by that? Like, I might be. I might be the lone person bothered by extended third person from first person. Like, I don't know if that's actually just something that can happen in Japanese literature and no one really thinks about it, because I know, like, I'm not like an expert on American literature, even though I keep reading Jane Austen, and Jane Austen's terrible. But like, yeah, sure, how do I know? I'm talking about literature again. So I don't know if the extended third person from first person is a normal way of Japanese writing or not, because I haven't read that many novels that have done that, even Japanese ones. I haven't really met any. I've only read like one Korean novel, and that thing is dry as hell. That's advanced, I see. Because I was talking about That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, the light novels. Like, they're a little weird because they are first person perspective from usually from Rimuru's point of view. But then the minute it talks about any other character, it shifts into third person, but it doesn't leave the first person, so it gets a little weird. It's like, hey Robane, hello. It's like omniscient first person, if that makes sense. But Rimuru is not omniscient, so it's a little jarring. Like, how do I explain? Has anyone else read the novels other than me? I'm on like volume 3 or something. Like, has anyone else read That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, the novels? Has anyone else read that? I think it's just me. Like, it's interesting, but I kind of hate it. Because you'll kind of forget that Rimuru doesn't know something, even though he narrated it. You guys watch the anime? I see. I should have got a cough drop. Oh well. But like it's I don't know. It's okay. But unfortunately by volume 3 it's already hit the OP-o-meter and I'm like that's kind of why I dropped it in the first place. I'm gonna fight the printer, be right back. Okay, have fun ride, thank you. Like it's like, and I don't even mind overpowered protagonists, but like it gets awkward to me with the way it happens in that time I got reincarnated as a slime. It's a little awkward the way it happened there, you know, where it's like he's like, him being powerful is not that surprising. Like he still has faults and stuff. He's still not all powerful. Like there's other characters that are stronger than him in different areas, but I don't know, the fact that I'm in his head probably makes it worse, you know. I know we keep pretending that Rimuru is gender fluid, but we know he's not. Like, at least maybe it's me being an idiot, but like, I'm sorry. Rimuru's still very much just dude. He's just not masculine dude. He's like beta dude. Because like every single time we talk, like other than the fact that he's okay with being put in girls' clothes, but it's more like it's not, he doesn't like, and this is me going off of the novel version of him, you know, because in the novel version of him, it's more like he doesn't quite identify with his slime body sometimes. So he basically sees his slime self or that androgynous person as someone else, instead of just, this is definitely me, if that makes sense. And so that's why I'm like, no, Rimuru is still a dude. He just is okay with like girl things happening to him. But like, no, I don't think he'll ever actually want to identify as female. So I don't think like him basically, he's not so much gender fluid so much as he's just gender indifferent. There is a difference. Anyway, this is my opinion, which is always right. And again, I'm only going by the novel version of him, you know? Like, and the other reason I say that is because he has this weird thing about guys. He does not like pretty men. He acknowledges pretty men, but he does not like them. Not like he likes girls and busty women. There's a clear difference here, you know? That's why I can't even say he's like reluctant asexual, more like he's asexual in the weirdest way possible. Where the author still wants fan service, but they don't want like Rimuru to be actively horny. So, but he still keeps doing horny things, but just not to an extreme degree. And I think also because Rimuru is an adult versus being a teenage boy, he just behaves like an older man. Like, and like, I don't know. So that's why I have a hard time seeing like Rimuru as anything but a guy. Just because like you put him in a bunny outfit doesn't mean he's actually like a dude. He's just a not masculine dude. Which is okay. There's nothing wrong with being just a non-masculine man. Like, there's actually nothing wrong with that at all, in my opinion. Cough. Ugh. Yes, me talking about Rimuru's weird gender representation. Yeah, so hello. I'm talking about light novels because I'm writing a light novel. I finished the first draft. I'm working on the second draft now. I'm going to be drawing some concept art of the characters in a little bit. But I was talking about how in that time I got reincarnated as a slime, the writing style is very bizarre, and that I can't recognize Rimuru as gender fluid just because like he doesn't care if you stick him in a dress, because he doesn't choose like to stay that way. He just kind of goes with whatever because he knows he's cute, but it's in a really weird detached kind of way. You know, kind of like how some people with VTubers are, you know, like if you have a female avatar in a game, you're not like, oh, this is totally me. You're like, this is the girl that I think is cute and I have control over. That sounds bad, but work with me. Just walk with me. Walk with me across this beach. And it's not a bad way to think, but that's why I don't really want to assign something to Rimuru that he really doesn't have. Like, he never goes like they, them or anything. He's just like, I'm a man, you know? I'm a little round ball man. Like, if he gets like that, like, later in the series, cool. I'm wrong. But like, from where I am in the novel, he's just a 30-year-old or 30-something man in a weird little bean body. But I was talking about the novels I like to read. Jesus. Let's see, I read another one, Loud of the Count's House. I like. God, that story is dry. I'm on volume 4, and it is such a dry story. Like, I like it, but I've never seen something more asexual than me. That novel is so dry. I've never experienced that. Jeebus Christ. I like it though. I like it. I'm gonna keep reading, but I'm at the point where I'm like, can someone just marry somebody, please? God. You can't just have an entire population of weirdly asexual people. And see, Rim is literally just a dude who identifies as chill until you cross a knight. Then he is the definition of pray to whatever god you worship and make your death easier. Like, I don't mind. I'm perfectly fine with Rimuru. Rimuru is a very interesting character, but like, he kind of boring though. Rimuru suffers from what I like to call having side characters that are way too interesting. Sorry, too cool supporting characteritis. Like, the supporting characters that Rimuru has are really interesting, but they are limited because they have to be, or else they will outshine the main character. Overlord has the same problem, in my opinion. That, like, even though Ainz is an interesting character in his own right, all of his supporting characters are way more interesting than him. Yes, I understand there's probably a little bit of intentionality there, but like, I don't know, like, I'm way more interested in those guys than I am in them, and I feel like they're all held back because he's not strong enough of a character to actually take the spotlight. You know? Like, that's the only issue I have with Ainz, is that he's not strong enough of a character. You know? Oh, did something weird happen? Shit. Oh, did we freeze for a second? Oh boy. Anyway. But that's more my thing. Kind of like how, even though I haven't watched a lot of it, for example, in oh, God damn it, what's that one? Wasn't there a full season of just the ice guy training wizard? Exactly, like, it's again, I don't want to be like, I don't want to learn about the side characters. However, if you're gonna have a character as cool as Ainz, you do have to water down his background characters a little bit, you know? Like, because they literally make it so he doesn't have to do anything half the daggone time. And when he does, half the tension of the series comes from him not looking like a loser in front of his own NPCs. You know? Like, he suffers from that. Rimuru suffers from that. Someone else also suffers from that. Who else? Like, does Kale suffer from that? No, Kale does not. Like, he kind of does, but not really. Like, Kale from Count of the Loud's House has an actual straight up reason for being the way he does, which is, he is, unlike with, like, you know, Rimuru or with Ainz, he is purposefully trying not to be a main character. So with him, he's like, no, I don't want to be noticed. I don't want to do awesome shit. I just want to lay around all day. And so all the more awesome people around him do stand out, but weirdly enough, the story is really good about not focusing on them too much. So you still focus on Kale, even though he isn't doing that much. So, you know, like, that kind of issue kind of happens, you know? Like, but funny enough, and this might be because I'm remembering wrong, but I actually don't think Subaru suffers from this. I don't think Subaru suffers from side characters being more interesting than him-itis. Because the story still makes you want to learn more about Subaru. Like, you don't spend time being like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Because he's kind of required half the time, you know? You can't progress the story without him, unlike with everybody else, you know? And again, I might be biased, but then again, I used to hate Subaru, so I don't know. He won me over. The weird little guy won me over. He won me over so hard, I'm making a parody character of him. But, I don't think Subaru actually suffers from this, despite the fact that he's not a very powerful character. And I kind of like how the story, even though it takes a minute, the story takes a minute, but eventually it actually shows you why Subaru's even an interesting main character in the first place, you know? You don't spend the entire time wondering, okay, but I'd rather just know about, I don't know, what's that one overpowered guy that's actually in that series? Reinhard. Like, I want to know about Reinhard. Reinhard is a ridiculous character. Like, the author's like, I'm gonna put an overpowered mofo in this series, but he's gonna be over there. Like, that's ridiculous. Reinhard, like, I did some research. Reinhard is a ridiculous character. Why did they do that? Like, and like, the fact that you're not really more curious about Reinhard as a character is fascinating to me. But yeah, that's what I'm like. But I think I don't, and this is just a little ridiculous. But like, I think for me in particular, I don't like when you have a main character that's only cool if the other characters have to basically nerf themselves in order for them to seem cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I promise I will not do another 2-hour rant about Rise of the Shield Hero, but Rise of the Shield Hero also has this problem. Because it doesn't even really care about now for me, it cares about all this weird crap around it, and it's annoying. Like, we're not going to talk about the Shield Hero. We know how I feel about the Shield Hero. But like Goblin Slayer is a good example of how to keep you interested in the main character, because even though Goblin Slayer doesn't have that much going on for his character, because they don't tell you much about him, even though he's a very simple character, he isn't outshined by the characters around him. Yes, there's the goblin problem, but there's still a message in that series. The anime handled that message badly, but they got better. Yeah, I think the problem with Shield Hero is great until it actually tells you what it's about, and then you're like, wait, this is stupid. Like, I've never seen misogyny ruin a series faster than Shield Hero. Because it could have been so good. But unfortunately, it definitely, once you kind of like get used to it, it's very sad. Excuse me. But like, Shield Hero could have definitely been a lot more interesting, but like, again, it suffers from its own like biases, in my opinion, because the point gets lost, because it's like, the point is you shouldn't depend on people who are stupid, but then the author purposefully made everybody stupid, so why did you put him in a stupid world, author? Konosuba is actually a good example that even though Kazuma is not a powerful character, he's still beautiful because he has to babysit his psychotic teammates. Like, Konosuba's great. Like, there's one thing that happens and I'm like, how did you sneak this serious moment into Konosuba of all places? And then fuck it up, but in the best way possible. Konosuba's beautiful. So there are ways to make your main character, who's like your everyman or whatever, interesting, and even if he's overpowered, you can still make it interesting. But if you make your side characters interesting, they still have to revolve around your main character, like, but not in that weird superficial way, you know? They kind of have to have their own lives. I will die on the hill that Albedo should have just been a slut. Not just obsessed with Ainz, but she should have just been. Can you imagine how funny Can you imagine how funny Overlord would be if Alberta was just trying to actively sleep with everybody instead of just the one guy without a dick? You know? Shield hero, let's see the shield hero itself in the trash can. I'm not talking about shield hero anyway. But no, honestly, I really do think Elbeta would have been so much better as just a hoe. Because she would have been so distracting. That is the anime that gets this problem called Moonlight Fantasy, named Makoto, and the dude basically got a bunch of buffs in his previous world's god because the world he was going to goddesses thought he looked ugly and made it so he couldn't talk to humanoid people and only demi-humans and became OP. No, I'm not kidding. Oh my god, I hate this. Shield Hero has the problem of everyone who is not the protag is either evil, dumb, or both. Exactly. And like, and it's sad, and like it literally took me writing for me to, because like I think a lot of early writers do this. They do this a lot. It's not even really a bad thing so much as it's like, I can see how this kind of comes about and also why it's popular. A lot of people kind of like this thing, this very shallow popularity, you know? Everyone is mean to me, mean without the funny part. Like, because the problem is when the character becomes overpowered, you really don't get any real catharsis, because you know they're gonna overcome it, but it feels very shallow. Like, I'm sorry, but like all like the evil princess girl from Shield Hero needed was a good swift kick in the pants and she was done, you know? Or actually just throw her in prison and then forget about her and you could have solved that problem. But instead it got weirder as things went on, and I'm like, can we just stop, please? Referring to Takemichi Moonlight Fantasy. I see. And it's sad, and I understand why this happens, because like writing your main character to earn the spotlight he's in is difficult. It's difficult to do that because what you want to do is you want to have your guy just be your average dude, and that and he's just awesome without trying to do anything or suffering in any way, shape, or form, you know? And like, and when that happens, it's awkward. Like, because again, like for example, my main character, like, I don't necessarily want, like, I say I don't want her to suffer, but I kind of do. Like, she kind of has to earn things, you know? Which I understand there's like the cliche about female characters earning things through trauma, but it's interesting, damn it. I'm not even saying this because I want to be mean to women, but in my case, like my character's case, she kind of like, I'm saying something with it. I'm not like, it's hard to explain it because like so many people just use trauma on characters as a way to be creepy, you know? I don't want to do that. But like, when it comes to side characters, like, just don't make a bunch of weird, like, don't make a fan club. That's what I'm looking for. Please do not make your supporting characters a fan club that doesn't do anything. You know? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Ainz, Rimuru, which also I have a theory about Rimuru, that the reason that all the monsters are so creepily obedient to him is not because he's actually great, it's because he's their boss monster. So because they are monsters which are different from humans, and there's actually certain attributes monsters have in that world that are explained in the novel, I don't think they have a choice in how they feel towards him, that they literally can't hate Rimuru, especially because for a lot of them he gave them their name, and so as a result they all have an allegiance to him whether he likes it or not, which is why they keep praising him even though he doesn't want them to, you know? In a weird way, I think if he didn't have a human mind, he would actually be the same way towards Veldora, which he kind of is when you think about it. But anyway, because Veldora gave him his name, so he does have a connection to Veldora that, unlike some of the others, Veldora is probably the only character that doesn't actively have to obey Rimuru. He just thinks he's funny, you know? Again, I haven't read that far, so maybe it's different, but that's my theory, that's why some characters, he has to win, like he kind of has to, or not even has to, but there's some characters he should actually have to win over organically that he kind of doesn't, because the narrative just got used to him basically being like the boss monster. That's just my theory. Let me stop. I am not Matt Pat. I'm not secretly Matt Pat. Oh god. Oh, okay. So I think it's been about time. So let's go ahead and start some concept work, shall we? Let's start some concept work. All right. Let me get the globe on, and we'll go ahead and switch screens. Okay. Let's just switch screen. Let's go over here. Maybe over here. Here. And then these guys giving the protag an actual challenge if possible. Like, it can happen. I know why it doesn't, because number one, it is actually hard to write. I'm not gonna lie. Having written a novel, it is hard to give your character a challenge that feels challenging and that they can overcome. Because you're kind of constantly battling with the urge to be awesome, but also the urge to be, like, not judged. Like, it's a weird push and pull when you think about it. Here we go. Oh, where are we adding the dribble? Where's it going? Before I pull up my program. Woman of culture? I doubt this. But where are we putting the dribble, right? First of all, Mary Sue's are great. I love Mary Sue's. They are not a bad thing. Like, bottom right of the screen. Do you want it in the water? Because I think I have one in the water already. Let's see. Check. Or maybe I don't. Thought I did. Yeah, it's this one. There it is. Anyway, like, Mary Sue's are not bad. Mary Sue's are great, and they even come in boy flavors, which everyone keeps pretending that they don't, you know? Remember, most of your isekai protagonists are Mary Sue's by another name. You know? Like, they are, and nobody ever wants to call them that because Gary Stu sounds stupid. I'm like, they're all Mary Sue. Mary Sue is a gender neutral name. There we go. Let's see. I'll keep it this orientation. That's fine. Yeah, I got the dribble in the water. Marty Stu, Gary Stu, no one cares. They're all Mary Sue. Every single last one of them. You know, like, so many isekai protagonists are Mary Sue, but nobody wants to call them that, because then that means they didn't deserve their overpowered nonsense. I'm like, of course not. No one does. You know, my favorite thing is when they're like, well, he doesn't even date anyone in his harem. I'm like, yeah, nothing makes a guy's ego swell more than having a bunch of women throw themselves at him and him being like, I don't even need women. I only live for training, not for women. But boobs are nice though. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, that's not even a bad thing, but it's like, people should just acknowledge what it is. My lungs. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna draw Stella first. I'm gonna draw Stella first. Right here. Let's see. Yeah, because I like Stella. Stella's a fun character. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. There we go. I keep forgetting I have to, like, do this so I can actually, like, have a proper jawline, you know? Anyway, but, like, the Gary Stews are everywhere. No one pays attention to them because of course not, you know? But, like, it's just like, oh, this character's bad because she's overpowered, or she doesn't, I don't know, get hit by a tractor. And I'm like, why? You know? Like, I don't know, just like, For me, like Gary stews are weird. I'm not gonna lie, Gary stews are very weird to me, you know, because they have like all the stuff, but then they keep getting weirdly cucked by their own audience. It's so weird. Like, it is so weird how like they're basically like they still have to be like the wish fulfillment of the audience, but not too much or else the audience will get jealous, you know? Like, it's so weird to me. Like, it's so weird to me because like I've seen that happen, because like especially if there is a harem, because the harem isn't for the main character. Like, the harem is for the audience, and they're like, hey, you can't be holding hands because she's my girlfriend, you know, she's my girl. And I'm like, what? Okay, we'll stop like right here. There we go. And I'm like, what is this? Why does this keep happening? Like why? You know? Oh wait, no, I want her to be sitting. But I'm like, how does this keep happening? Like, that's the other reason I don't like harems, is mainly because the girls, and it's always girls with like one question mark guy. I don't like a lot of harems because the girls are not for the guy, the girls are for the audience, and so it gets super weird and a little bit cuckoldy, you know? Don't ever mention cuckoldy to guys, apparently, because they're like, how dare you point out my weird secret thing, you know? But I'm like, it's so cuckoldy. Like, I cannot be the only person who does not realize how cuckoldy that stuff is. Like, any harem anime is just so weird about it. Like, it's so weird about it. They're like, you know, they're like, oh yes, who's the character gonna choose? And it's like, none of them, because the girl is for you, you know? And that's why the main character's never allowed to consummate any type of relationship. He can't hold the hands of any of the girls because that would make the girls impure. I'm like, what? Like, how can I buy this body pillow if she's had her hands sullied by the main character? And I'm like, why are you so weird? Why are you so weird? Like, this doesn't, like, I mean, I would say this doesn't happen in reverse harems, but it kind of does, but in a creepy way, in my opinion. I don't like reverse harems either. Like, I mean, I do like reverse harems, but I don't like the, well, we're gonna just make everybody gay bait. I mean, queer bait or whatever. And I'm like, that doesn't make it better. Like, the girl's just this weird little bystander in the background. Let's give her, you know, she's always like got the same, you know, hime cut, you know, she's always like over here, you know, and then the boys are always just like la, 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 la. They're just like making out, you know. It's like, they're always just like making out with each other, you know. Like, but you gotta give him like abs, you gotta give him like abs, you know, he has like a butt, you know, and they're like, they're always like doing this, and it's just like, oh my god, and she's like, I support your relationship, you know. She's like, she's like, oh my god, I support your relationship, and there's like 2 lizards making out. Or something. I don't know what's going on here. What is this? Anyway, let me get rid of I hate this. But that was a weird tangent. Anyway. Oh yes, I liked Shield Hero, and I liked the idea the manga was going for the character, obviously nice guy, turned into a bitter man who has trust issues. Like, that's a good character development, and then they made it weird. Like, honestly, like, the issue is that it was good, but the problem is they did the they did make it weird by deciding that any adult woman is the worst thing ever. Like, literally just deciding that this one woman represents all of womankind, you know. Honestly, what I would have, and again, I'm not gonna do the 2-hour rant, but what could have been interesting is if they want to keep things the way they are, have Raftalia be traumatized by how Naofumi like treated her, because he abused this poor girl, like he did, you know. He like literally only got her because not because she was useful, but because she was a little girl and easy to control, you know, and put her into a traumatizing situation, and she just gets Stockholmed by it. Like she gets Stockholmed by it, which is really creepy, by the way. Like she just gets Stockholmed by it, and I honestly feel like it would have been interesting that she ends up just getting traumatized by him and he has to spend the rest of the series making it up to her, because that's just not who he is. He is not a horrifying, abusive man. Supposedly. Allegedly. You know? Also, this little girl is going to be the love interest and totally not weird. It's like, ah, yes, grooming. Like, I was gonna say the grooming of the shield hero, but no, he didn't get groomed. He groomed somebody else. He groomed he groomed multiple people. Okay, I was like, wait, he groomed multiple people. Oh god. But like, it's like, no, that's horrible. Oh, and I told Ellie how you find some reverse harems weird and creepy, and she said I can't say anything because I like Ouran Host Club. Ouran Host Club suffers from a lot of things. It wasn't really my jam, not gonna lie, because I don't hate women. Let me stop. Like it's like Ouran Host Club is good for what it is, but it's also kind of bad. Kind of bad, but if people like it, that's fine. Like, I love trash too, you know? Like, I like trash too, so it's okay, you know? Let's see. I think this is good here. But like, I don't know, I want to like, because like, when it comes to a lot of these, it's literally about, look at these pretty people being pretty, you know? Or, let's look at this guy being a predator, you know? And it's sad because sometimes they will have some very interesting plot points, but all that plot is buried under some weird message that's kind of awkward and you don't want to talk about it, you know? At least I don't want to talk about it. I'm just like, I still will stand on the ground that my favorite version of Naofumi is the Naofumi that is just a adorable soft boy. Bring back soft boy Naofumi. Someone please, someone bring back soft boy Naofumi. I will pay money. Because soft boy Naofumi is like my favorite. I hate that he shows up in Rise of the Spear Hero, which is a thing. For some reason, I hate it. Rise of the Spear Hero should not be a thing, but here we are. You know? It's so dumb. It is so dumb. Like, the only good thing about Rise of the Spear Hero is literally Soft Boy Naofumi. That is the only good thing about that frickin' series. Everything else is garbage. Like, Soft Boy Naofumi, I would destroy the world for him. Like, I'm gonna kidnap him. I'm gonna give him my van. I'm gonna save Soft Boy Naofumi. You know, I'm the only one that can save him from the horrible, weird misogyny apocalypse that he's stuck in. Because, ugh. Can't believe they did that to me. But anyway, when it comes to like when it comes to like the isekai novels or whatever, again, there's some variants in there. They could be really good, but ugh. I read that one and it's freaking weird. Like, ew, yeah, it's very disgusting. It's very, very gross. I cannot stand it at all. I know of a fanfic where he is both that and someone managed to make Multi the pro tag and make it work. I'd read that, not gonna lie. I would probably read that. There we go. Like, one I actually really did like fanfic is one that makes, like, what's her name? You know, evil girl. The story actually makes her evil, like straight up evil. Like, she doesn't just accuse him of stuff. She actually like literally plans his downfall and makes him suffer. So his hatred of her makes a lot more sense. you know. DM me later. Okay, that's fine. Like, that is completely fine. But no, I don't want that. I want something a little bit more normal. A little bit more. But like, there we go. Okay, that's better. Anyway, it's like when it comes to a lot of these stories, like, I understand it is harder to write them because you're kind of fighting your inner weeb and whatever, and you're like, I don't want my character to have a horrible time. Or maybe you do, I don't know. God, I don't know what you want. This needs to go up here. But like, you know, when I wrote my own story and kind of seeing like what kind of sticks out and all that, and I'm not an accomplished writer or anything, you know, but just kind of seeing what I did, you know, what I focused on, it was a very interesting process, you know, seeing like, okay, well, what kind of stuff do I want in my story, you know, what am I doing here, you know. We go ahead and save. We're gonna save this in where it should have a, here it is. You know, like, and that's why it was kind of interesting for me, because I was like, okay, well, what kind of stuff do I even want to focus on? What kind of stuff do I want to like see and all that, you know? And seeing kind of the stuff that I ended up focusing on was interesting, you know. It was it was very interesting, you know. I put on a weird fancy chair. Yeah. Center of gravity is there. Yeah. We'll figure this out later. Oh. Yes, anyway. That's the complete opposite. When we RP or come up with stories, she's like, just so Joe is your character. So how is your character gonna suffer? Like, she tells me like she likes damaged men. Okay, that actually explains why she's dating me. Oh god. Like, for me, I like all kinds of like male characters, not gonna lie, you know. But like, one thing I tend to really like is just, I don't know, guys that are just like more on the sensitive side. I don't really like, you know, if you're gonna have, like, for me, if there's gonna be like a hyper masculine character, or, you know, a Chad or whatever, he is going to be a big old baby on the inside. Like, I will drop kick him. You know, like, even my like crazy characters, they always kind of have this moment where they're just really cute somehow, even if they're psychotic, you know, because if they don't have that soft bit in there, they're gonna be villains and they're gonna burn at the stake. Like, my villains are fascinating, the ones that I actually straight up like, yeah, you're not gonna come back. Like, when I actually like seeing what my villains are like, because I rarely actually write stories with actual villains in them. But when I do, I'm like, oh, this bitch is gonna die. He is so dead. Like, it's so fun. Like, it is hilariously fun to me. Like, I want there to be like, I just like, whenever it comes to me, I always like have way too much fun with these. Okay, I think that's the general body I'm gonna go with. And then I'm gonna draw the other main character after this. Cool off! Ah! But like, what's the same? Oh. But like, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I like my characters to suffer too. It just kind of depends, because I also like, I love emotional suffering. Like, I think that's the part that kind of throws people off from me sometimes. I'm like, no, I want some good psychological or emotional suffering. I want them to literally have like mental and emotional scars that they will be dealing with for the rest of their lives. There is no, you know, there's no healing all wounds situation. Everyone's gonna be traumatized forever, you know. Like, I love me some good like emotional scarring, man. like, just because I don't see that very often, it's always just a kind of a weird backdrop sometimes. But because like a lot of stories don't deal with emotional trauma, like most shonens don't deal with emotional trauma at all. Guys don't even have emotions, like god dang. Like it's always just like, oh, don't worry, I'll punch the feelings out of you and then we'll be friends. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, which kind of sucks because I want to see some good emotional torment, but like most shonens don't have those. That's kind of why, like, if a show is like being recommended to me, but I notice that something kind of traumatic happens, but the main character just does not give a shit, I will drop that thing so fast. So fast, just because I don't like that. I don't like, I'm not saying I want them to get PTSD all the time, but like, come on now, you like you know, like you're I don't know, you're like the guy is like, you know, oh well, my entire family's dead, but the only time that ever becomes important is if you need to, I don't know, get angry about something. You're like, oh man, I need to get angry, I need to channel my inner manly emotions. What do? Oh, I gotta remember that my mom died in front of me. I'm like, oh okay. But he doesn't think about it any other time, you know. He gets like the 1 or 2 episodes, and then mentor sensei shows up and he's just like, oh well, you don't have time for that, son, you gotta go do training. And I'm like, oh okay. Which kind of sucks, you know. Or like, you know, for the villainess goes back in time, like I rarely see them process the fact that they died the first time. Like, not to say that I've never have. I know my favorite one is the villainess that turns the hourglass. She is always traumatized by the fact that she died. She got beheaded, you know? Her mom died, she got beheaded, she was lied on, slandered, you know, which she takes very personally, as one should. So, like, it's not like it's never done, but I wish it was done a little bit more. If your fucking main character dies, please, like, acknowledge it, and other than just, oh wow, I ran into like the person who tripped me that one time that led to my death, you know. Hey Jack, hello. Mainly because it adds more to their character. That's more kind of why I want to see it more, is it adds more to their character, and especially with how they deal with this. Because I'm not saying they have to be angsty, I'm definitely not saying that, you know, but like if they're like, oh wow, this character did this to me in the past, I want to treat this character differently, so maybe they won't McMurder me or something. I don't know. Like, or something, just but it's always just like, I only acknowledge when something happens to me like weirdly, you know, even though it doesn't have to be that way, you know. But no, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess, you know. Which kind of sucks. They MC what is that? Like, I'm not saying that I want Rimuru to always be like, wow, I sure was stabbed horribly that one time, but I don't know, he just like, and maybe like, and I would say that, oh well, maybe he's just buried it or whatever. No, he didn't. He kind of forgot he died sometimes. You remember, it's like, oh, I was a manager or something, but he kind of forgot. Yeah, a lot of MCs should have way more PTSD from the experiences they've gone through. Yeah, I'm not expecting like a lot, but at least a little bit, you know? I mean, they do that in Demon Slayer. Even the MC has emotional maturity to recognize the emotions of Demon. First of all, Tanjiro is a goat, so we can't include him in this conversation. He kills the demons he kills, and he recognizes that in accepting death instead of a painful kill technique, he changes it to a merciful move. So yes, it is a peaceful one. It's a McDonald's meme. Oh, okay. But like, I don't know, it's, and the reason I say that is because a lot of times the characters are so shallow, you know, and a good way to kind of fill in their character is them acknowledging that they died horribly, because they don't always die so peacefully. So like, I'm sorry, but have you ever been hit by a vehicle? That is not fun. I've been hit by a vehicle before. It is painful and horrible, and anyway, I didn't die or anything, but it still hurt, you know? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Like, but it's not fun getting hit by a vehicle, you know? And like, And then especially because they'll be like, you know, they'll do all that and then they'll just be weirdly angry, but that's the only emotion you get, is that they're just angry all the time. They never really do anything else with that, you know? And then everything just becomes about revenge or becoming the strongest or being upset that your party left you or something. I don't know. Like, human flying is what you're saying. And it's like I don't know, especially because some of the stories would, I think, benefit for just having a little bit more substance to your character. Like, you know, if your character has been dealing with the injustice, you know, have them, you know, deal with the injustice. Like the fact that, like, you know, like there's a lot of places that this could go, you know. I actually got hit by a car when I was a child, but I simply stood up again and walked to school. Kid really is a different, like, I've been hit by a go-kart, I have been hit by a truck, and I've also been mauled by a dog. Those are very traumatic things. In fact, I am still scared of dogs to this day. Not as bad as I used to be, but when I say mauling, as in this, I have scars from the stupid dog. You know, I have straight up scars from when this dog tried to rip my arm off, you know? So, like, if I am traumatized by a dog attack, some of these people getting stabbed to death and being okay. The fact that Rimuru does not have anything remotely close to a fear of blades bothers me sometimes, because he got stabbed, man. You know, and I mean, because I think the only one who has an exemption from this is literally Ainz, because he kind of acknowledges that his empathy got turned off or got dampened because he's a skeleton. That's okay. That's fine. At least the story acknowledges it. You know? The story acknowledges that Ainz is technically a monster man now. You know, I'm okay with that. Everyone else, no. No one else gets that pass. You know? Oh wait, no. Yeah, anyway. Also, because apparently he lived in a dystopia before getting isekai'd. Ah, I see. like I kind of wish, because I think it is interesting that, like, you don't hear that much about the real world that Ainz is from, but the fact that it was so heavily polluted that he wouldn't know what a true blue sky would look like until he came to this new world is cool. I like that. I really do wish he got isekai'd with at least some of his goddamn friends, you know? I really wish he could have, just because it sounded like it would have been so interesting if he did, but instead he gets stuck with a bunch of NPCs he has 100% power over. And I think that's the part of the power fantasy I don't like, because it literally just kind of kneecaps everything. Hey, McMeme, hello. I boycotted YouTube, but I'm not sure I want to go back even after the changes. Okay, do whatever you want. Can confirm been nearly stabbed and blades still give me anxiety. Exactly. Like, and it always kind of bothers me, because I understand that most of the power fantasy has to be, you know, well, we don't want him actually having people that he doesn't have power over, you know? That's a part of the power fantasy. It's not always about being the most powerful. Sometimes it's just about having the absolute authority in the room. And that's something I don't really like about some isekai fantasies, is that it's also about, like, creepy social power, and I'm not a fan, you know? Let's see, I am not liking this. This looks ugly. This looks really ugly. I don't like it. Okay, let's do something else. That looks so ugly. Oh god. Anyway. Damn, now I gotta go back into the JoJo hyperfixation. Oh, okay. But like, so that just looked really ugly. I just didn't like it. I think it's because it looked a little too technical for me. No, it was ugly. I don't like it. Like, like it looked dumb. Ugh. Like it looked so dumb. Like, ugh. I think it's because it looked a little too technical for my taste. I think this adds to his character. He dies, mentions how much he hates his emotions get nullified, so he can't even be upset about being alone. Like, yeah. Like, so Ainz is like the only character that can basically kind of get away with the deadened emotion because he does have that type of suppression on his character. That is fine, but no one else has that, you know? No one else has that type of like excuse for basically being like, you know, a bunch of stoic weirdos, you know? Like, no one else has that. And yet everyone's like, oh, well, I exploded on an airplane and burned to death, but woohoo, bunny girl's in another world. You know, like, that's so stupid. Like, oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. Okay, I hate that too. Ugh, God, I can't draw right now. Jeez. Why can't I draw today? This is super strange that JoJo is the most characters have the chiseled face. I guess don't really care about JoJo though. Let's see. I think the problem is like people keep telling me that me drawing the head first is always a bad idea, but I can't help it sometimes. They're really made from marble. Let's see. Like, I have such a hard time drawing if I don't draw the head first. Like, it's legitly difficult for me. Like, I have such a hard time not drawing like the head first. It's like very difficult, you know? Like, it's very difficult for me just because because the head helps me figure out what direction everybody's looking in, and if I can't see it, it weirds me out. Like, I don't know how people be trying to do this torso first bullshit. I don't know how they be doing that, you know? But whatever. A master at work. I see. I don't think so, but okay. Yeah. Where your legs are? Your legs are like right here. Okay. Because I'm just trying to, I'm not trying to draw like the Louvre here. I'm just trying to draw something simple. Dang. Oh. No, anyway. The problem with new shirts, not gonna lie, that's good. Yay, new shirts. Okay, there we go. This is more what I'm looking for. I'm just like, God damn, why is this so hard? Is that the thing that most artists do, start with? Like, honestly, I don't know what most artists even do, to be quite honest. I just know I do because it's so much easier for me. I don't like starting with the torso. It feels wrong, you know, because I also have a tendency to draw, just in general, I just kind of draw this way, but who knows? I don't know what everyone else does. I don't see that many people. I think like if you're a traditional artist, you'll probably draw like that. I think. I could be wrong though. Like, I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm also just trying not to like give this too much detail because it's just gonna be like, you know, it is just supposed to be like, what's the word? Concept sketches. It's supposed to just be concept sketches, you know? So I'm just like, ugh, why is this so hard? Oh wait, no, I think I gave her different eyes. That's why she looks a little weird. There we go. I'm like, why is this so hard? There we go. It looks better. You know, starting with the head, it does. Like, I know it's one of those art things that they tell you to do, but it doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I don't like starting with the torso, just because I think because I also like drawing women most of the time, that starting with the torso is really awkward for me, you know. But it could just be me. Like, it could just be me, you know. Because I also have pretty exaggerated proportions when it comes to characters, so that might also be it. Like, that also might be the reason why. Okay. I'm just like, why does it look so ass? Oh boy. Okay. There we go. I think it's because I was also just taking too much time. Like, I think I was just being a little too careful with it and it was bothering me. I'm like, why do you look so bad? There we go. There we go. This is way better than what I was like. I was like, why is this so crap? Help. There we go. Yes, much better. Sheesh. This is so annoying. That. Anyway. But like, funny enough, like this story did start off as an isekai story. This did start off like an isekai story. It did. But like, it just didn't work as an isekai story. Like, at all. It just didn't work. Yeah, I found the flow. There you go. But like, it just did not work. Like, it was so, like, the more I worked on it, the worse it got. Like, it was just not happening, you know? Like, she's supposed to be the isekai protagonist, and it just didn't work out. And I think it's because, like, the more I worked on, like, the world, the less it kind of required her to be from, another world, you know? I think that's kind of why that kept happening, is because, like, it just did not happen. It was not working. Like, it was difficult, you know? She was like, because I'm like, the story I wanted to do, because I also wanted to do something that was just at least a little bit more, I guess I say serious in quotation marks, because I did want to do some darker subject matter, you know? I wanted to do some darker subject matter, and I was like, ugh. And me kind of, and her basically being from, like, I guess Earth or whatever, it just didn't work. And I think that's the thing that some isekai stories suffer from, is they don't need to be isekais at all, but they kind of end up being some just because of the relatability of the characters, you know? Even though it doesn't have to be. I think I wanted to give her a more simple, I was going to give her a more simple dress, I think. But like it was just not working out, and I'm like, how? But like, a lot of people don't really think about stuff like that. People don't really think about, like, should something be a certain genre or not, you know? Like, when I figured out that this was not going to be an isekai, it was very I had to give her like a local history, which was so hard to do, by the way. Like, giving this woman, like, this is the first time I ever gave Stella like an actual, like, local history where I'm like, okay, crap, now I gotta give her parents, you know, because she didn't have parents before, because I didn't need to, like, make them, but now I do. And I'm like, oh god, I gotta make this bitch some parents. Like, no. But like, I did eventually. I was able to do it. I was able to give her her parents, so she has parents now. It doesn't matter, but I did have a lot of fun creating, like, the setting, because one thing I wanted to do about the setting is I wanted this to basically be I want the setting to actually be like, well, what if you just had, you know, elves in Victorian England? Like, like, that was like the best way for me to explain it, is that, you know, well, because a lot of times when it comes to like any type of fantasy, they don't really progress past a certain point, which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with not going past like the the Middle Ages, because like why do they have to, you know? But I like the idea of her story, at least doing it that her story takes place in a world that is post Middle Ages, you know? And she wears glasses not because she has to, but because people will not take her seriously unless she does. So So she has so she wears glasses for people to take her seriously, because they really don't otherwise. Like, they straight up don't. They're like, you want us to what now? Huh? So that's why she wears glasses, because fun fact, I suffer from this in real life, that sometimes if I'm not like wearing my spectacles, people will not take me seriously, you know, which is really annoying. I'm like, take me seriously, you bastards. God damn it. There we go. After forever, I finally draw this poor woman. So kind of the reverse Clark Kent situation. Yeah, exactly. And the reason why is because elves in this world are treated very, very badly. Because, like, I don't know, I think I kind of hate D&D elves. I don't like how they're just treated, like, better for, like, no reason, you know? So I'm just like, they're treated like shit. Like, no, like, hashtag not all elves, but most elves, yeah. Okay, there we go. Finally, there you go. So here we go. Here's our protagonist being hilariously tiny. Let's make you a little bit bigger. Okay. That's hilarious. That hilarious art is subjective. I say. So that's her. Let me draw the other guy. Let me fix something here. Whoop. The most hilarious boob job ever. There we go. But I'm like, because I don't get to see elves in, like, you know, more Victorian European wear very often, so I'm just like, well, that's what she's gonna wear. Like, no one's gonna stop me. Okay, and then we have this dude. Oh, wrong one. Whoop. Just delete that. Okay. So next we have this guy. Now Stella's a character who I've had for, like, I want to say, like, she's an old character. I know I've had her for at least 15 years, maybe 20, 25. Wait, I won't lie, but Laura looks like she's from the Victorian era. She does, but she just likes to dress conservatively, that's all. And she likes being a maid. Her normal clothing isn't from the Victorian era. Let's see here. Victorian lady. Hello there, Inkstained Fox. Hello, hello. Yes, this is Stella. She is... It's not actually Victorian, but that's the easiest way to describe it. But this is basically the Victorian era, but fantasy. There's actually a term for it. A lot of people think it's steampunk. It is not. It is gas lamp fantasy. So my story is actually gas lamp fantasy. I didn't know there was a term for that, but there is. So this is Gaslamp Fantasy, which is actually really cool. I haven't read any Gaslamp Fantasies, but I don't care. So but yeah, I like the story so far that I've written. I think I had a lot of fun with it. So this is basically me designing all the characters, figuring out their color schemes and stuff. And I actually just really like Victorian fashion, not gonna lie. Like, I straight up do. Like, I straight up love Victorian fashion because there's so much you can do with it. Like, there is so much you can do with it, and I'm just like, man, like, this is gonna be so cool, you know? Like, I'm gonna have fun with it. It's gonna be great. Let's see here. Look at my son. They're like, Semi, that doesn't look like anything. He will look like something in a minute. I promise. It's like my boy. So she is Edwardian era, like it's based in the 1800s, so that Victorian Edwardian era, which is a pretty close to each other, so it's around that time. Not very much, because I like the reason I chose the 1800s for my inspiration, because it's not that's not the year. The year is not the 1800s, it's but like inspiration wise I chose the 1800s, which obviously not 100% because her hair is down even though she's an adult. I did take some liberties because screw people who are like, that's not technically accurate. I'm like, bitch, she's an elf. Well, she's like half elf. Like, nothing about this is gonna be technically accurate. Because I've seen people be like, oh, that's not technically accurate, blah. And I'm like, will you stop? like the minute you put ruffles on things, everything goes to crap. You know? Like, not the ruffles. Let's see here. How are you holding this? There we go. And this is my beautiful son. His name, he has a dumb name, but I love my son regardless. His name is Dullahan. Yes, he's named after the headless horseman fairy. Dullahan is like, he's like a 10-year-old character. I've had his character for 10 years. I don't know why he's named Dullahan. I straight up don't know. Nathan, hello. I don't know why he's named that. He just is. But Dullahan is like one of my favorite characters that I have, just because he's precious. Like, because I decided if I'm gonna be writing this thing, it's gonna be full of all the weird crap I like. So weird, hilarious, might as well be feminine man is one of my favorite characters. So he is so he's in there. You see, guys, got a good head on his shoulders. Oh my god, get out of here. Yeah. But I love his character just because he suffers from being pretty. Like, that is his eternal you know, punishment is that he's too pretty. He's too pretty to live, you know? His legs are also too long. Let me fix this. Oh my god. My son, you can't be having legs that go on forever like that. What are you doing? Oh, Jesus. This is one Isekai story that I love called I Got Caught Up in the Hero Summoning, TLDR. The guy gets summoned, but not to defeat the Demon Lord. It's literally a celebration, and the MC wasn't even the one they meant to summon. It was his best friend, so he gets sent to live with the king's sister reluctantly till they can figure things out. It isn't even like OP. He just finds himself in weird situations. You might think the MC so you definitely like a type soft boy. Oh, I think I might have actually read that before, and I just kind of forgot about it. I gotta find it again. Like, it sounds super cute. I've been kissed to be a DILF, so can't relate. Just a little twisted. But yeah, but Dullahan is a beautiful soft boy. And he just kind of gets stuck in weird situations because I'm not gonna make my woman do it. That sounds terrible. Like, I'm not gonna make my woman get damseled. Who are you talking to? Like, that's not what she's for. That's what he's for. The only damsel here is this guy. Oh god, poor dude. I go through so much bullshit for like no reason. Like, he just wants to be free. He just wants to be free. Even with my new model, people call me a DILF. I mean, you have to use your DILF powers for evil then. That's the only thing you can do, is use your DILF powers for evil. Okay. Your legs can be a little shorter. Shorter. Just a little bit. There we go. He's so tall. He is so tall. I love him. In the story, like, the stuff he suffers from is so, like, I can't do physical things to Dullahan because he's just such a sweet baby. I just do deep voice RR, and that's as evil as I can get. Yeah, I can't do the RR. I can only do the RR. That's it. I can't sound sexy to save my life. It's just the way it is, you know? Okay, making sure I'm on the right layer here. But yeah, like because I'm gonna draw him, and then there's another character I'm gonna draw after this. He wasn't in the first draft, but he only briefly appears in the first draft, but I thought about it and I'm like, okay, no, I need to kind of put him in there. He kind of needs to be in the story as like just in there. So I'm gonna stick him in because I like his character too much. You know, he's a character type I really, really like. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stick him in, you know. Let's see here. Look at my shit. Look, look at my son. Ah. Like he's just so pretty. Cause I'm like, you know that like they always give you the advice like, you know, just do whatever you want. And so I'm like, okay. Like anyone's like, oh Sammy, I want to read your story, it's gonna be stupid, we don't care, we want to read your story. I'm like, then I'm gonna make this as stupid as possible. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so dumb though, but I love it. I love this story so much because it just has all the stupid crap I like in it. Like, I mean, obviously I had to, there's some stuff I'm only gonna keep in the Snyder cut, my own private cut. We want to read it. We are stupid. Don't worry. When I am done, I think when I do like the second draft is basically where I'm gonna put in all the stuff I had to like I added in notes. And I'll probably put like the first couple of chapters of that out for free. And then so if you want to see like the first like, I think we're gonna do like the first like 5 chapters. I think. But yeah, I'm gonna do the first 5 chapters because I don't want to spoil the bloody thing. For the second volume and the sorry, not volume, but also thank you for the carrot combo. Oh god, I stretch. Don't know what my posture is doing. Age of water. But I'm gonna do for the second volume, which again, not volume, but second draft, which is not the final draft, by the way. I'm gonna be putting that probably in the server as well as on the website, so that way if you want to read like the first like 5 chapters, you know, like the first like 5 chapters or so, you can read it for free. And then once I'm finished, once I do my edits, which you're also free to give me feedback, I will not listen to it, but I may take it into consideration. And then because then nothing happens in the first 5 chapters anyway, nothing important. But like after that, I'll go ahead and work on my third draft, and then I'll see if I need to do any more drafts after that. You're holding on to your spine after that draft. But yeah, because one thing I've learned is when it comes to feedback, I gotta be careful because some people don't know how to give no daggone feedback, you know? Like, it's not everybody's fault, but it's more like, if you don't really necessarily like the type of stuff I like to read or write, it's hard to give me feedback for it, you know? That's kind of more what I mean. But you're free to tell me how you felt about it, because this is definitely a very niche, very silly story. Let's see here. Like, it does have some darker topics, but these are topics that I myself kind of would like to explore, but I know people are going to probably judge me, though. Here's a pointing nose. I'm still holding out for what you said 2 days ago about your oh god. Going to end up seeing a video review of Semi's book and be like, so apparently this VTuber wrote a book. Let's take a look. Oh god, it's ass. It's gonna be so bad. It's so bad, but I don't care. You want to know why? You want to know why I don't care if it's bad? I found the worst novel. I don't think it's the worst novel, but people keep calling it the worst novel. But I found like the Eye of Argon. I feel so bad that the author is gone, because he published this book when he was like 16 or something. But oh god, that thing has been read by millions of people. And if that person can do it and they don't even want it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna write my terrible ass story. It's gonna be great. Because I actually bought a physical copy of the Eye of Argon to remind myself, remember, you could buy this shit in print. The Eye of Argon, Axel, is the most beautiful book in existence. It is amazing. Oh god, I want to make people read it. I want to make people read the Eye of Argon. It's such a great story. It's so good. It's so good. It's amazing. Oh, I'm just thinking about it. Oh jeez. Oh, my Ratatouille fanfic is better than that thing. Oh god, I just keep thinking about it and I'm just like, oh my god, it hurts. It hurts, but it was so good. It's full of typos and the subject matter is weird and like it's like you fool. Okay. Like, it's just such a bad story. But the way I feel about it is that like I do wish that the person who created it kind of stuck around. I understand why they didn't, because people on the internet are mean, but it's inspiring how bad that thing is, you know? So like if the Eye of Argon can exist, I can make my terrible story, which I have to rethink the title of it, because the working title doesn't quite work anymore, so I gotta figure something out about that. Fucking parodied that, you fool. Yeah, he's super pretty. Like, Duhan is a beautiful, beautiful guy. Like, he is beauty itself. Twitch book club? No. Because if you leave it up to me, I'm gonna only find the worst books ever. Like, I will only find the worst books to read. Because my taste in books is very bad. Let's see here. Let's see. There we go. Probably sometime in a couple of weeks. I'll probably do Solitaire again in a couple of weeks. There we go. It was, let's see. For his hair, let's see. I believe I decided he's gonna have a center. Okay. He's so beautiful. Look at, he's gonna get sparkles and shit when I'm done. He's gonna be a very he's gonna be a very sparkly meatball. He's like, he's a sparkly meatball. Look. He's just so sparkly. Yeah. Alright. We have this. That. What are we oofing? Here we go. But yeah, but I've decided that, look, if I can't let the guy who wrote like the Eye of Argon win. I have to also contribute my trash to the world. Like, I have to do it. I can't just let it be. I can't just let it go. Like, it would be an insult to my ancestors. Therefore, for better or for worse, even in like, but the other thing I also realized is that people, even if my work was good, people are terrible. Like, people don't like artistic success, so they probably still hate my work anyway. So there's no point in caring about it. Like, there is just straight up no point, like, at all. Because people just don't like artistic success, so I'm gonna just do what I want to do. Let's see, I think I gave... Yeah. Wait. What? One second, I'm looking at my references over here. Mm. I think I did that. There's something like that. Okay. Okay, yeah, he's not, he's too much of a coward. He's not gonna do all that. Here we go. They'll try find reasons for things to be problematic, like they do, and like it's kind of sad because, like, you know, a lot of the old artists of yore, you know, like outside of just straight up censorship, but even then sometimes they didn't even do that right. Like sometimes they didn't even do that right. So it don't even matter. Like in my case, like the fact that one of my main, like my two main characters are brown is probably going to be enough of a controversy, you know. Like that's why it's hard to take for me to take something seriously, because I'm like, you guys don't, like, you guys hate brown people, so like I ain't gonna take nothing seriously. Yeah. Oops. Let's shrink this a little bit. Anyway, even when it isn't weird or concerning, like, yeah, and it's like, and it's so sad. Excuse me, God. Like, it's sad because, like, then they make it like, you know, they're trying to, because ultimately what they're, most of the time what they're trying to do is they're just trying to keep the person from basically trying to do anything again. Like that's what they tend to try to do, you know, is they're literally just trying to make it so you don't want to do anything again. And like, and that's sad. I'm like, don't do that to people, you jerks, you know. Like, be like, oh, well, I guess I'm terrible, so I shouldn't try to do anything. And I'm like, no, don't listen to these horrible people. Like, you should continue and continue doing things, you know, because they don't know what they're doing. They're crap. So, oh god, there's so much fluffles going on in here. Yep. Because they'll be like, oh, this is problematic. I'm like, I'm sorry, like, for me, it's like, look, there is so much problematic stuff and no one gives a crap. Everyone's fine with problematic stuff as long as it doesn't, like, involve, like, a very weirdly specific set of people. But other than that, they're like, everyone's fine with the problematic BS. I'm like, I'm so tired. God. Should we just pull your shoulder up? So I'm like, well, whatever. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Yeah. Okay. Not everything's gonna be period accurate because people could fight me. But the other reason I wanted to have it kind of be in that 1800s time frame is actually because a lot of I wanted this to take place during, like, kind of the Industrial Revolution, except the revolution is not based on, like, steam or coal. It's actually based on it's actually based on, like, basically magical technology instead, which I think is cool. I think that's really cool, you know. So I'm basically basing it off that. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. This. That. Okay. Kinda, yeah, kinda. Like, it's for me, I'm like, I don't quite have the language for it, because a lot of these things I don't really run into very often, so it's very hard for me to figure out what they would be called. So if hex tech is technically what that is, then yes, that would be something like that, except it's not. It's like a combination of like technical magical items and spells. It's hard. Like, it's hard for me to like say which one it is. There we go. Let's see. And okay. Right. That is a very messy situation here. There we go. Right. Yes. He's so beautiful. Look at him. You can just tell which one I actually paid attention to. I hate this. Oh. She looks like a goddamn gremlin. She looks like a gremlin over here. Oh my god. I'll fix her. It's cause she ain't got a nose. Like, he's got a nose, but she ain't got a nose. Oh damn. I'll fix her later, I promise. She suffers from being drawn first-itis. Like, she got drawn first, so she looks the most ass. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Stella. I love you. I promise. Oh, she looks so bad. Oh, Lord. Let's see here. Because he's actually taller than her. Ah, God, I have to... Oh, God, I gotta fix her. She looks awful. Oh, she looks so bad. I can't help. Like, I can't. Okay. Well, now that I know what she looks like, let me fix her, because I hate the way she looks. I'm like, you are supposed to look so much better than that, honey. No. Oh, wait. I know what, pose I'm gonna go. Let's see here. Okay. Maybe something like arcane arms, weapons, or magical engineering, general stuff. Like, yeah, like that. Like, for example, they have trains, but because monsters still exist, they use a combination of railways and portals, but those things have to be maintained like daily, or else, you know, who knows what could happen. They have telephones as well, but only really the rich can afford them. But they do have public payphones if you pay for them, but those things cost a lot of money. And they also have to be to someone who even has a telephone, which not everybody does. Not everybody has a telephone, so if you're going to use one, you have to already know who the person's phone number is and all that. This is based off of the ye old payphone. Not the ye old payphone. Let's see here. There's one a little bit more personal pose for her. Because I'm like, no, this, like, I'm like, this is okay, but I could do better. Let's see here. I always give everybody hilarious walnut heads. Get down there. But this is stuff that's relatively new, though. This is all like, this technology is relatively new, as in it was introduced in like the last like couple of 100 years. Which the one thing I thought was kind of interesting is considering what a world like this is like with elves in it. Because elves and like elf combinations, because one thing I don't like about not don't like about, but one thing I don't see explored very often is a lot of times if you have any type of fae or fae adjacent creatures, they tend to be like very much like, oh no, we're gonna just be the fairies forever, you know? And they never really like, they don't really do much about it except for like, you know, or they're like, oh well, we're fairies and we'll die if there's too much technology or something, you know? And to me, that's a little bit of a missed opportunity sometimes, you know? So I kind of want to, in my setting anyway, I just kind of want to explore what that's like, you know? The warp trains are cool. Like, that's how most people, if you want to travel somewhere, it's a lot more affordable to go by train than it is to go any other way, because any other way takes way too long because you have to go around monster territories and stuff. Which they have clearly marked out, and they have advanced, they use like monster wards for people. So if you're gonna be traveling somewhere by foot, honestly, people just recommend the train. Like, not gonna lie, like people will just recommend the train for you, just because like it, otherwise you're literally just gonna be like taking way too long. And in these modern days, most people just use the railway. Hello at all. Tessa, it's been like, tell me, it's been a long time I've been here, but I hope you've been okay. Yeah, I've been good. How are you, Shni? How are you? Am I saying your name right? Shni? I don't know. Ah. I'm just drawing characters from a novel. I have to redraw Stella because I drew her looking kind of weird and I didn't like it. Alright. So I did not like the way that looked. Looked so bad. But yeah, I'm drawing the novel characters. And you have shorter legs than he does. I was like also working on some of the fashions and stuff. It was very fun. Working on people's fashions as well. Like, for example, this kind of I was calling it the A shape. This is actually pretty popular in the setting that she's in. It's even great. Got myself a sketchbook and I'm ready to head back to uni. Nice. Looks lovely. Thank you. Okay. Let's see here. Like that. Okay. And so this is, there we go. Okay, that's way better. Because I was like, God, this looks so awkward. Why? I don't like it. Let's see here. Okay. Cool. But like, but I like that. And just a lot of things, like kind of like seeing like, oh well, what happens if you do have a you know, a high magic setting, basically, you know, have to progress past the magic stage. The magic isn't dying so much as there's just not enough people around to use the magic the way it's been used, if that makes sense. You know, like, yes, there are still wizards and stuff, but there's less people born who are able to use it, that are under the control of humanity, if that makes sense. So, you know, mystical creatures aren't disappearing, they're just living their lives. But like, you know, for example, humans are born less and less with the ability to use magic. Elves are fine. But for horrible shenanigan reasons, there's not that many elves around. That's actually a hilariously big problem, but this is only in the like what I've called the Western nations, the ones that are basically based off of Europe. The Western nations are kind of running out of people, but the other nations are fine. And it's causing, I think it's interesting, kind of like how this changes how they have to deal with things. You know, they can't just do, you know, like, even though, yeah, they have like wizards and stuff, but like, that doesn't even mean that they're going to be able to like deal with stuff the way they used to. They can't just be like, oh well, we have stronger spells or whatever. They technically don't, or they'll have to they're gonna have to rely on more people who don't even have magic ability, you know. And that's interesting to me anyway. Like, that's actually pretty interesting that they have to kind of deal with something like that, where it's like, because a lot of times when the magic starts disappearing in a lot of these magical settings, it disappears for everybody. But in this case, it's very much a, no, it's just you. It's just you. Who needs magic affinity when you get a gun that shoots magic bullets? I actually did include that. I actually do, like, because one thing I did about my magical tools is they're expensive. Because the issue I kind of have is making sure that, you know, your peasant can't get hold of a Glock situation. Like, I have to, like, in order, it's like, this is like guns from like the 1800s. Those things are annoying as fuck to deal with. You have to train in order to use these things, or else you're gonna hurt yourself, you know? So magic guns exist, but they do require maintenance, you know? And they require proper use. Otherwise you will hurt yourself. But it's kind of cool having them though, you know, and seeing, like, you know, the guard, like, they still have swords and stuff as backup, but seeing how they have to, you know, be like, okay, so we have to do, like, you know, magical musket training, you know? I like fantasy settings where the magic stays consistent without going out of bounds of understanding. Exactly. Well, one thing I like about this is the reason that magic isn't dying per se, but it is dying in a particular populace, is, you know, the gods are where magic comes from, and the gods are still there. The gods are still just doing their thing, so magic isn't going anywhere. But a particular set of people are losing their magic because their god pieced out because he's a dick. The peasant acquired a fireball clock. It shoots bolts that explode into fireball. Clearly balanced, lol. But yeah, but I wanted to have something that, you know, oh my fucking gun, muskets, ugh, never mind. Call me back when they invented magical equivalent of a revolver. See, that's what I want. I want magical muskets. They are ass. They are terrible. Nobody likes muskets. But I like them because it makes sense for the setting, you know? I was, hey, imagine, hello, hello. But magical muskets are so cool. They're also really classy looking, which is the other thing. But they also have, for example, the setting also has airships, like, but they're like, you know, dirigibles, giant fancy blimps, you know? That's another way people can travel, but usually most people will travel like to other countries in those. Most people will not spend that amount of money to ride a blimp to the next town. They're just gonna take the rails, you know? They're just gonna take the train. Like, no one is doing all that. Like, that is like such a waste of money. He's like, you're gonna spend what to do what? Like, only the rich do that. Because otherwise, that's a lot of money. An idea for a magical gunpowder that have different reactions based on what gun is set to. Ooh. With this, it's basically like you have to know. Most of the guns honestly just shoot just one thing. They rarely, they're not really adjusted for multiple things. They're like, okay, so what is the best thing to shoot at people? You know, we're gonna just shoot fire. Or we're gonna just shoot fire or lightning. That's it. We are not gonna waste time with anything else. You know? Like, actually no, they don't shoot fire, they use ice. Most of the time they'll just shoot ice because that is like the easiest way to keep people fucking still. You know? Like, they shoot ice to keep people still because honestly it's just too, like, because it's too difficult otherwise, you know? Let's see here. And I'm like, and it's just kind of fun just seeing, like, you know, the guys being like, halt, and then they just shoot freaking ice cubes at you. They're like, you can't go that way. Okay. Yes. No. Like this. Okay. Can go like rinse a little bit of this in there. But like, but it's kind of like, you know, but your average person, if they're gonna do a crime of violence, they're just gonna use a knife. It is way easier, and they're less, because if you use the equivalent of the magical musket, they're gonna be like, oh, obviously a rich person did this, you know, because they actually killed somebody with it. Like, otherwise they're gonna be like, how did this happen? But it adds a lot of character, in my opinion. I think it adds a lot of character, you know, to have it be like, oh, well, it's like, Jimmy's dead. Okay. Like, these things are so expensive, they don't even use them for duels. They just use swords because they're less expensive and they don't take forever, you know? So let's give your nose back. There we go. Oh, this has so much more personality than the other one, damn. I'm like, where's this? It's like, is my girl gonna be okay? I gotta get her personality out. There we go. This man was exploded by a magic bullet. I wonder who in our little town could possibly afford a magic musket? The detective asks, as several members of nobility start sweating. Oh, that sounds like such a cool murder mystery, though. Can you imagine it? You know, like, there's a murder in town, but it's by a magic bullet. And they're like, but who could afford such a thing? And this is like, could it be Lord Buckshot? He's like, why do you suspect me? You're the gun manufacturer. He's like, for the nobles. He's like, just because I created them doesn't mean I know how to shoot them. I believe one of the peasants stole it. He's like, but in order to operate this, the peasants must have the training. So who could it be? That'd be so funny. They're Buckshot. I'm going to hell. Alright. Here we go. Anyway. I like little things like that because I think it kind of helps bring the world alive a little bit, you know? Like, it's fun. Yes. Okay, yeah, that definitely has way more fucking character, jeez. There we go. Okay, like that. Okay, much better. Jeez. This last thing I need is to have like some weird like not being able to like see what's going on here. Anyway, Lord Buckshot, Sir Smith, and his wife, Mrs. Weston, Lady Glock all enjoyed their firearms meeting. Not Lady Glock. I cannot. I'm dying. Someone help. Like, she's the only one who actually somehow managed to make a handheld musket, and she's just like, it's a Glock. They're like, how did you manage to get it so small? She's like, trade secret. Going to hell. Someone help. Oh god. I'm like, I'm dying. Someone help me. Like, fantasy with guns that aren't just anti-magic is actually really funny now that I've finally gotten into it. Because before I was like, no, I will refuse to have any type of, you know, any type of guns in my setting. But now I'm like, wait, that's actually kind of funny. Like, because it's like, it's integrated into the magic, I think. trade trade secrets, and I shoot anyone who figures it out, which is also a trade secret. There you go. They'll be like, we gotta find out her secret, her secret for how she makes them. Well, Sir Samuel, you first start, damn. Oh God, I'm crying. I am crying. This is so great. This is so great. Oh man. I'm not gonna lie, I might put that in the background somewhere, that there's like this lady who's managed to make like firearms like that are handheld, and it's a trade secret because she knows people would kill for that information. They're like, how did she do it? It's like, we've tried taking it apart, but then we haven't been able to put it back together again. Like, that wench, she's hiding all that technology for herself. This is revolutionary. Oh God, I'm crying. Someone help. Like, I'm just crying. Like, who will solve the mystery of the handheld revolver? Oh God. So here. That. The idea with magic and guns wouldn't combine them always made me roll my eyes. The fuck you mean wizards who make things that explode don't try to put the into a bullet or an arrow? Like, could it be a Baroness McSnort? The woman who sneezes all the time? Like, I think the reason I didn't really like the idea is because, like, I didn't want it to be one of those anticlimactic, oh well, I just shoot the wizard situations. I hate that. I personally hate that because it drains all of the imagination from the conversation, you know? Like, that's why I initially didn't really allow it, but now I'm like, wait, no, I can actually integrate it into the setting. So it's not like, you know, basically you can't out wizard somebody with a gun, like, because it'll take too long. The amount of fussing with a musket will take so long that someone just saying a spell will basically screw you over. You know? Like, that is funny. Like, literally, if it is gun versus fireball, the fireball will win. I'll say there, KW, Walter Arts, hello. And I've had ideas for stories about noir punk fantasy story. Like, I have the name of some mobsters, like Don Armand, Rimshot. Ooh, fancy. Like, you can do some really cool stuff with it. It's just I don't like that weird cynical. I use gun, and I'm like, you can't outgun somebody with fireball. I shoot the wizard. Well, the wizard knew you'd tried that and has a spell ready to protect against the surprise attack. Now, how long can you keep blocking your bullets? And then is another question entirely. I mean, the thing is, they don't have to block your bullets so much as they just need, depending on the gun. Because again, have you seen muskets? Muskets are as good as we get here. But even handheld guns are annoying as hell before they start getting good. I blame reading Myth Adventures for that. They have magic mobsters, and they even have a fairy godfather. Ooh. Like, I just don't want it to take the imagination from the story. That is legitly the one thing I'm like, if you can't imagine how to, like, for example, I don't think a gun will help you against, like, pretty much anything bigger than a dog. Like, that's the other thing. I don't think guns will help you against any type of monster, you know? Eight sideways, oof. Like, that's why I'm like, you know, okay, against a wizard, possibly, I'll give you that, you know, if the wizard's an idiot. But, like, I don't think a gun will help you against a dragon. Or even, like, a Wyrn, or, like, maybe a goblin. But guns can't even do anything against pigs sometimes. So I don't think they'll do anything against monsters. That's the issue I kind of have with guns. Is guns are not bad in and of themselves, but people keep acting like guns can fix or can be used against anything, and they can't. It's more like you get one good sneak attack, try not to. Exactly. Like, if it's one of those, like, the person you're attacking has no, like, knowledge you're about to do it, then that'll be cool and dramatic. But, ooh, if they do, if you miss or they have a shield up or something, just imagine trying to shoot them while, like, them basically shooting spells at you is cool, but they have way more spells than you have bullets, but that's a cool tension point. But, like, you know, that could be cool. It's Discworld explored the nature of a gun in one book. He played into the idea of guns being heavily tempting power-wise. Because, like, it could be cool. It's kind of like the way I treat the coma theory. Like, if you have, like, oh, what's the theory behind this cartoon or story or whatever, and the theory is, oh, well, the main character's in a coma. That's boring. No. You know, like, that's honestly kind of how I treat guns in fantasy. Is it's okay for them to be there, but if that's all you've got and you can't think of how to integrate it with the rest of the setting, then no, it's stupid. You know, like, it's stupid, it's dumb, and I hate it. This comes up a lot in D&D. Guns deal like 1d8 the average. Peasants and commoners have 4 HP. Yeah, you can kill a commoner or a guard, but a dragon has like 200 HP and it's super hard to hit. You're gonna need a shit ton of bullets and good aim to do anything. Exactly. Like, scale up the freaking difficulty. Like, that's how I feel about it, you know? But if you're taking out, like, I don't know, God or whatever with a freaking, like, revolver, we have a problem, you know? Because I personally don't like the depowering, like, powerful things just so people don't, you know, feel, I don't know, emasculated by the dragon or something. Like, that stuff annoys the crap out of me. You know? Like, I cannot stand that. Like, it is so annoying. Because then, like, people stop trying to be creative. And that's actually more my issue. Is the lack of creativity is just like, I just use gun. I'm like, okay, but I just use gun. Oh, okay. Anything else? Just gun. Okay. And then that's it, you know? I think it's uncommon whether the gun in Discworld was in entirety its own, or just that nasty voice in a person's head saying, you have the power now, it's just so easy. Just shoot them, no fuss, no trouble. Anyone complains, just shoot them, you have the power. Oh my God. That sounds ridiculous. That sounds great though. But, like, it could be so interesting. I just want to have like interesting stories at the end of the day, you know? And and I'm actually the same way with, like, super powerful spells, that if your spell literally destroys your, like, you know, the imagination, then I would still feel the same way. You know, if you're like, you know, instead of being like, well, how do I use fireball? I'm like, oh, God damn it. Like, that's honestly how I would feel about anything. I do not, like, just because it's magic doesn't mean it gets a pass with me. Like, you still have to do something with it. You know, you still gotta do something with a dagnabbit. You know? Oh, wait, no. No, it's fine. Anyway, I like giving my my dragon damage reduction to non-magical stuff. Subtracts the number from any damage dealt. You need to be able to deal a minimum amount of damage to actually do anything. Spooks the players real good. Like, that's good. Like, if it, like, because magic is its own thing. Like, I do like the whole, like, you know, magic items have to be used to deal with a magical enemy situation. I actually really do like that. Excuse me. You know, like, that to me is really cool. It adds, like, you know, it just kind of adds flavor to stuff, you know, because I don't hate magic. Like, the weird, like, you know, like magic is like, there's so much stuff you could do with magic. It's not just about like showing off. You could just do some really cool stuff. Like I imagine, like, you know, like when it comes to magical devices, I'm not just thinking of, oh well, how are ways to, you know, to like show off or whatever. I'm thinking about cool stuff that people could do, like imagining like imagining a magical like giant, like when you think about magical devices and how big and cool they could get, like that's the stuff I'm thinking about. I'm like, oh wait, this sounds way cooler, you know? And then we have Dulahan didn't speak. He doesn't even know how he got here, the poor baby. Anyway. And next, we're gonna do this guy. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's name? Ah. Let's see. Now we can get him face have him face this way. But anyway, it was kind of interesting just kind of having, just kind of like checking out all the different like cool setting things I can do, you know, especially when it came into like, let's see, wait, what pose am I doing here? Oh, I'm doing my favorite, one of my favorite default poses, hand on hip, because I apparently just like doing that. Yeah. There we go. Hi, Skylar. You made it. You made it, buddy. Isn't that great? Here. Yes. I'm having a wonderful Friday. I'm just kind of talking about just some novel stuff, some world building, as one does. The lore. Talk about the lore. There we go. But like, yeah, it's been very fun. But yeah, I've been having just when it comes to the setting, like actually kind of giving myself like an actual like you know, like why stuff happens in the setting and stuff has been really interesting, because like I had to like do so many adjusting of dates as well. Like I have my own calendar because I'm a nerd. I don't know why I decided that I have to do that, but I have my own calendar because I'm weird. I was like, I must give myself a new calendar. Because fun fact, my setting has it basically, instead of, where'd I make the difference? There's 14 months instead of 12 months in the year. Weirdly enough, that made a really big difference. That was a very interesting change to make. But yeah, instead of 12 months, I have 14 months. And that led to, there's still 7 days in the week, but I gave them all their own name. So I gave all of the days of the week their own names. I also made it, because of that, there's also, not only is there 14 months, but there's actually 28 hours in the day. So instead of 24 hours, it's 28. That was fun. So I made it that there's a slightly different time scale. I had to make myself a little I had to actually make myself a little key so I can know what time I was referring in my novel, because I'm like, oh god, what time is it? Because it was like, I was like, oh god, what time is it? But it was a fun exercise though. I'm like, oh my god, this is so much fun. I had so much fun coming up on my calendar. It was so great. Like, it was so much fun. Like, I'm so glad I did it, because I know it's not really needed or anything, but it was so funny. It was so fun just kind of like being like, okay, so this is like at 10 a.m. Excuse me. But that was pretty like hilarious to do. But yeah, like I will probably include the little time map inside of the reading materials. I'm sorry, but I am not good enough of a novelist to just be like, assume you're gonna figure out what time everything is. I'm gonna just be like, just so you know, here's the little key if you want that. Because I do not trust myself to write it properly, but I still want to have it, so I'm doing that way. Okay. Anyway, Skylar, how you doing? What are you doing, bud? Enjoying yourself? Yeah. That. I'll probably just do some very easy coloring after this. Yeah. The other fun thing because I think I've talked about it before, but there's 2 types of like elf descendants in the story. There are half-elves and there are what I call dwelves. So basically half-elf is pretty much anything that is a combination of elf and human. Which there's 2 types. There's people who are like half human, half elf, and there are people who just have elven ancestry that just kind of pops up every once in a while. So you can technically have 2 humans who had an elven ancestor at one point. Just their kid is just gonna pop out looking like a little bit more elvish, you know. And so that's why they're called elvish in the first place. No one's really called half elf most of the time. It's literally just like, well, you're great who knows how many great grandparents, one of them was an elf. You know, it's actually I kind of like that there's two types, you know. And then when it comes to dwarves, they're the same way, where it's like, you know, at some point an elf and a dwarf got it on. You know, they're a lot more numerous, and a lot more consistent. So a lot of times it'll be like, you know, they're like, dwarves are basically the closest to half elves are, kind of like how half elves are in D&D. This is basically dwarves in this world. This is what this guy is. He's actually a dwarf. His grandparents were an elf and a dwarf. Because I don't know why like D&D hates the idea of it so much, but I'm like, screw you, dwarves are funny. Let's see here. This guy's great though. He's kind of a dick though, but he's beautiful and I love him. Here. A good bean. Ah, shit. I mean, oh shit. Gotta go. Okay, bye. Theo. Alright, bye, Skylar. Oh, but anyway, Theo, I do ingratiate you. Oh, stop. But anyway, thank you very much for, you know, popping up and just being a great support, being a good buddy, and checking up on me when I was crying in the gutter. Thank you so much for just, you know, being consistent. Because being consistent actually matters to me. I will cry if things are not consistent. So thank you very much for consistently, you know, giving me hugs and tackling me in the face. So continue to be my very good boy. Pat pat and kiss in the forehead. Mwah. Let's see. What's this? Who are these people? Anyway, so we have this guy. I can't recall for the life of me what his first name is. I only know his last name, but I feel kind of bad. I only know his last name. I know he has a first name, but I can't remember what it is. It's like, it doesn't have the alliteration that Dolahan does. It's something else. Oh, God damn it. Like, I hate that I can't remember what this guy's stupid name is. What is like his last name is Isley. That's why I'm like, oh, God. Name's probably something really dumb. I don't know what it is. Oh my God. I love him though. But yeah, originally he was just kind of more of a glorified cameo, but then I'm like, I kind of like him, so I'm gonna actually involve him in the story. So that's how he got here. Like, he was not in here at first, but then he showed up. So that's why he's here now. Because I like characters like this. He's one of those, like, he's kind of a troll, you know? Like, he's kind of a troll, but I love him. Ben Isley, no, that sounds weird for some reason. We're not gonna call him Ben Isley. Something sounds really off about that. Like, we can't call him Ben Isley. There we go. But he is, but like I said, he is a dwarf, so he's basically like, he still like has some elven attributes, but because he is like, has a dwarven ancestry, that's actually creates some really interesting situations with him, unlike with like half elves who are kind of like, they're very desired by humans. These guys are not. I mean, outside of them being sexy, that's all they got going for them. But like, dwarves are a very fascinating group of people. They're very family oriented. They're very much like, you know, they're also like, they're not so much immune to magic. It's just like, magic is like, how do I put this? They're basically harder to do spells on. So they can use magic, but it's harder to use magic on them. There you go, that's what I was looking for. Because they're very much a because of their ancestry, they're very like resistant to a lot of things. Like for example, Isley himself, he's actually despite him he uses ice magic, but he's actually resistant to cold. Sorry, he's not cold. He's actually resistant to heat. So if he's in a hot area, he will actually be fine. You know, he feels the cold, but like he can use it, so it's not the same thing. Because I always thought it would be kind of more, I always thought it'd be kind of funny if, like, you know, you had a cold character, just he's immune to heat because his body's cold all the fucking time, you know. So that's how he is. Let's see here, we have a button up here and a button up here and a button here and a button here, down here. Is she? And excuse me. Hey there, Jordan. Hello. Welcome in. How are you today? It is me, Semi Enigma, Elder Dragonmon Boss. How you doing? What are you doing, Jordan? Thank you for the raid. Come here. I'm trying to. Wait, where are you? Ugh. Okay, because I'm trying to find you so I can do the shout out. Come here. The Demon Slayer's here. Good. I mean, I don't have no demons, but if I did, you could slay them. Okay. Is he a normal dwarf or a dark dwarf? Now, fun fact, let's see. Shout out. Fun fact, elves, there we go. Elves in this world, by default, are dark elves. They do have lighter variants, but dark elves are actually the original ones, because I'm a bitch. There we go. But yeah, so he's basically like, I mean, he has a lighter skin tone, if that's what you're asking. Hello! But yeah, dark elves are basically, by default, they are the default, because their goddess that made them is a dark elf, so she, that's just how she looks. Okay. Like this. Mainly because I thought it would be funny. Dark dwarves got it. Let's see. The only reason he's considered he's basically a lighter one only because he's part northern dwarf. So the northern dwarves are basically ice elves, so that's why he has ice powers. Go. Fun fact, he uses a water sword, so he doesn't have an ice sword, but he has a water sword that generates water that he uses to freeze. Okay. How do I do this? Oh, right. There we go. Behold his snazziness. That. Anyway, but yeah, he's but the other fun thing about them is that they also tend to, like, dwarves, just like, you know, dwarves tend to be muscular as crap, so he's actually like, he's not super duper muscular under here, but he's more muscular than this little Twinkie over here, so so there's that. There we go. Okay, but I like him a lot because he's a complete and utter troll. He is so funny. He keeps trolling this guy, and it's so mean. Like, he keeps trolling Dumahan, and I keep dying. A northern dark forest elf. Exactly, he's a northern dark forest elf. Okay, I like how I drew him and then I gave him this stupid little twig leg. The weird little twig legs are killing me. I gotta fix this. This is so bad. Little twig legs, please. Oh my god, I gotta save him. I gotta save the stupid little twig legs. Oh my god. He's got a ton of legs. I gotta save him for the ton of legs. Like, I'm just like, oh my god, what's happening? Oh jeez. Oh man, I was dying. There we go. Okay. This. Okay. All right. This. Okay, I might have to actually just give. I might just have to actually give him water. Oh, that looks so bad. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Okay, we gotta fix this. Oh jeez. Oh, okay. No. Good. Oh boy. Okay, let me just. Oh, buddy. Gonna look for a bit. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Thank you very much for the work. Okay, let's it's like we're gonna put your weird feet at. Or we're gonna put them down here. Okay. Because I was like, oh my god. Okay. That. I was like, where is your foot? Okay. I'm just gonna have to like resize him or something. Oh boy. Sorry, I was like dying with the whole feet situation. Like, good lord. Okay. Let's also get. We're gonna have to give you some thicker thighs, sir. There we go. Okay. I can fix this now. Oh, I just saw this weird little dink legs and I lost it. I just straight up lost it. Okay. I think I'm just gonna give him regular. But yeah, no, like dwarves are interesting just because like they have a really complicated like relationship when it comes to humans, because humans couldn't really use dwarves for anything, nor did they want to be used. You know, like they're like, we don't want to be weirdly useful to humans. That's weird. But humans couldn't really exploit them either, so they just had to like get along with them. Like, but they're kind of like, ah, crap, we gotta treat you guys like people, and they're like, wait, what do you mean? Oh crap. What does that mean, you chick? Like, that's kind of how dwarves are. They're kind of like, what do you mean? It's like, you're supposed to treat everybody like people, you asshats. And they're like, I mean, we kind of do. Thick thighs save lives, indeed. I have to make this like a little bit wider. Oh god. So I was like dying. I'm so sorry. Oh. Anyway. Oh. Anyway, moving on. There we go. A fun fact about him, the reason I wanted that he's actually more or less immune to heat is because he always dresses like it's light winter no matter what, because he's always cold. You know? And he also does it to mess with people. He loves to mess with people. It is his favorite food. You know, it is his favorite food to do, which is just fuck with people. Just makes his day. It's like, oh, you want me to behave, you say? Well, I'm not doing that. Oh. Yeah. I forgot he has a belt. There we go. Oh. That, and then okay, and then I'm gonna do some color tests in a second. Let's see. This is his Sword of Hilarity. Oh wait, I forgot. It's not activated, so he doesn't have to be that long. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. And okay, so we're just gonna figure out how to get him to be the same height as everybody else. Oh god. Everyone gets progressively bigger. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have his name somewhere. I just gotta figure out where it is. You are big. Oh god. You are so big. mean, I know why you're big, but god damn it. You're not supposed to be this big. Hello, how are you today? I am drawing my novel characters. How are you? Okay. So we're just gonna kind of shrink you a little bit. Just make you he's a thick dude. Oh god, you were so tall. God. Let me just oh god. He's so tall. He's so fucking tall. Oh. Okay, can we like where can we like fix this? You know, we're just gonna have to suffer. He's just gonna be a big man. He's only slightly above average for the tall. Yeah, he's extra tall. Oh god, wait, let me look up his name. I have his name somewhere. Bitch, I know you have a name. I just gotta find it. I know his last name is Isley, but there's more to his name. There has to be. Let's see. Where is your name, son? Like, imagine him, like, he's not taller than me. How dare you? He's not taller than me. Also, thank you very much for the hydrate. I stretch, and I gotta say progress. I didn't do that at all. Oh, dear. Okay, I know he has a name. I know he has a name. Where is it? Ice. Okay. Give me this dude's name. Me? Celsius! It was Celsius. His name was stupid. It was stupid all along. Yes, he's a tall dwarf. So we have... Okay, I'm like, his name is stupid. What was it? So we have No. He's Celsius like the drink. Celsius Isley. There you go. So we have... Oh! Oh god, I did not mean for him to be that tall. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's so big. He's such a big dude. Oh god, he's so tall. He is so tall. Oh god. Maybe I just... I didn't mean to make you so tall, my dog. We'll just make you a little bit wider. Let's just make you a little bit wider. just go with that. That did not help. He's just gonna be tall as hell. So he's hot for a 12. I can't. I'm getting out of here. He's so tall. He's so tall. Anyway. Celsius' stupid tallness aside. Maybe these guys are small. I don't know. Like, maybe these guys are just short. He's so tall. Oh boy. Anyway. He looks so nervous now. He's just like, why am I next to this tall man? It'll be okay, honey. I promise you. Anyway, let's get some colors done, and then I will release you into the wild. Okay. So we're gonna do some quick coloring. Celsius. No, we're not calling him Ben Isley. What's wrong with you? We're not calling him that. We're not gonna call him Ben Isley. That's a terrible name. Because it just sounds like we're talking about Uncle Ben, and I don't wanna. I don't want him to accidentally Uncle Ben. Here. I do love one of these ladies is a dude. What? But it's up to you to guess which one of these two feminine weirdos is a girl. I'm dying. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. They're like, oh no, it's one of those again. Oh man, I'm dying. I'm so sorry. Just go ahead and clean this up a little. Clean this up a little. Okay. That. And this. Okay. It's probably the one with boobs on it. I did my favorite thing, making a hilarious feminine dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is like my favorite thing. Like, it is so fun. Okay, okay. Let's see. I know with her, she has a nice, she has a warmer dark complexion. So we're gonna go ahead and color you in. Don't die, Dio. I believe in you. Yeah. Oh. What's up this? There we go. Okay. This. Yes. One of these is not like the other. One of these has boobs. Right. Let's see here. So let me clean this up. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Okay. Anyway. Well done, did Oh lord. Hey there, come hello at all. It's been a minute. It has. Let's see. One of the things is not like the other one. These things will die out loud. Like, I remember, like, it was like it's like, one of these is not like the other. One of these kids is dead. Like, I don't know why I find that funny, but I do because I'm a terrible person. Don't mind me. The only reason I didn't draw Leo, which is her demonic butler, is because I've drawn Leo a lot, so I don't have to. He has, oops, shit. I need, because he has, because he has a, oh wait, no, what am I doing? Because he has a slightly, shit. Because they do have different skin tones despite them both being dark elves. Because I'm an asshole about it. Because I refuse. Like, I refuse, apparently. I'm just like, nope, they are two different ones. They are different. Let's see here. Go. Because it's dark and it's great. Yes. Anyway, still love the designs though. I like the designs too. Like they were very fun. Yeah. Do this here. But yes, I love these two. They're so great. And then we got this fucker. I think I did give him like the slight, like, yeah, I think I gave him a slight tan. Like a very slight tan. There we go. Because nothing says ice like a tan. This will make total sense to people. They'll be like, why is he so dark? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean, why is he so dark? He's the lightest dude here. Oh god. There we go. I can't wait to display my display tablet is on the way. Ooh, that sounds great. I'm so happy for you. Like, I'm probably gonna switch to a display tablet soon because I think it's time. I think it's time that I actually go ahead and take the plunge. You know, the plunge. I don't want this. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this instead. It looks a little bit less like a carrot. There we go. between Hemi and Celsius, who annoys who more? Celsius very much gets on Stella's nerves because Celsius keeps telling people they're married because he knows it gets on her nerves. Like, Dullahan believed him when he said that, and she like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Considering who you actually draw, yeah, I'm getting my second hand from a... Ooh, second hand, nice. I do like Celsius though, he'd be killing me. Because like, Dullahan's like, are you two married? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, bitch, no. She's like, don't tell people that. She's like, she's like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him. Like, that is Stella's general feelings on the subject, is she's just gonna murder Celsius one day and no one is gonna know where he went. Like, no one will know what happened to this idiot. like no one will know. Okay. Oh, shit. Ah, god damn it. That means I did on the wrong layer. No! Oh, I hate when this happens. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. What layer is this? Okay. Oh, sheesh. Wait, what? Oh. Anyway. Imagine Stella chucks him across the room for saying that. I mean, she basically pulls his ears because ears are a sensitive area for everybody, you know? And then she just has her butler kick him out of the room. And she's just like, I'm gonna... Like, it's terrible because, like, the worst thing about their relationship is that Celsius knows that she finds him sexy and he keeps being fan service just to get his way. And she's like, stop doing that. And he's just like, but if I didn't, you wouldn't agree to do anything I say. You guessed it, Celsius is the local trash man. Let me stop. I need to stop calling him that. But like, Celsius is the local trash man, so he's just very much like, look, I have no problem taking my shirt off for no reason. And she's like, I'm trying to have a serious conversation. Like, it just keeps making me laugh and I can't. Like, no, not the trash man. But like, I mean, he takes his work seriously and all that, but he just likes messing with Stella because he can. She's like, I am literally just here for business. What are you doing? There we go. He's like, well, I know that if you really wanted me gone, you would have me kicked out. And since I have not been kicked out, that is me taking license to say that you definitely want me here. She's like, all right, nope, you're getting kicked out. She's like, out with you, wretch. He's like, oh, damn, that backfired so badly. He's like, who could have seen this coming? Okay. Alright. Yeah, her hair's because I also want her to have more warmer colors as well. So God damn it. What is ouch. Oh, ugh. Damn. Anyway. Yeah, she gets distracted by Celsius a lot. Thankfully, he is not around all the time, or else she'd probably end up stabbing him. She's like, I swear, one of these days, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna do it. He's like, and then you'll be sorry. Oh, Lord. Okay. And then a little bit down here. Cool. And then for him, his is actually a... Nope, that's too dull. Too dull. There we go. He has a colder color palette than she does. I'm gonna give him a nice cooler color palette. There we go. Okay. So this is yours, and then for you, what do I want to go? Do I? Let's see. Well, oh god, okay. I was like, ow, Let's see. Do I want that, or do I want something a bit darker? I kind of like darker, actually. Okay. Okay. Maybe a little bit lighter. Okay, no, this is way better. This is way better. Okay. Anyway. It's the light blue. Like, I kind of like the, well, because I actually made it that with him, his hair changes color depending on the situation. Okay, so I like that. Or do I want it to be a paler color? Let me check. Let's see, what if I do make it like this? Oh wait, that looks kind of good. This looks kind of good. Oh damn, I don't like it. We'll stick with this for a minute. I will see how I feel after this. See, this is what color tests are for. Let's see. This is why we do color tests, to see how we really feel. So for you, I do know that you wear more muted dark colors. Where's why not call him Isley next? But I actually made it lore-wise that with him, his hair gets, like, if his hair turns white, that means he's kind of at the end of his monopool. And so if he goes a little bit too beyond that, like, it's a bad thing. But that's his main thing, is that he cannot, if he's hitting his limit, his hair goes completely white. So that's something he tries to, you know, keep from happening. Because that would be bad. Not the icy. Let's see, do I want this or do I want a different color? Actually, I kind of like this. Okay. That's... It's good. And then we have a black belt here. Okay, so this is gonna be black. Anyway. Kinda. Like, basically, one thing I decided is when it comes to certain, like, certain magic, is that you can overdo it depending on what kind of magic that you have. And so for him, he uses only ice magic. And when I say natural magic, this is magic you can, it's like, magic comes in multiple forms, but basically, for him, or for your average person, magic's kind of like, well, okay, so are you left or right-handed type of thing. So some people can just do magic automatically, and some people they actually can't, depend unless they have certain circumstances, you know. Oh yeah, you are, I think I gave you a white top. And so there's your natural magic, so magic you don't really need to cast spells for. Some people have natural magic. That's the thing that not everybody can do anymore. Spells are something that people have, you don't really need to use your own mana for that when it comes to spells. So so for Isley, his natural magic is ice. That's something he can basically use without having to actually chant or cast or anything. if he wants to do anything complicated with it, yes, he will. But if he's just like, I'm just trying to, like, you know, do something basic, he doesn't actually have to do all that much with ice. In particular, like, for example, his thing is that he tends to, instead of and there's like levels to the sort of thing. So for him, he basically just chooses to freeze things rather than generate ice, because actually just making ice out of quote-unquote nothing is really dangerous for your average person, because you're basically taking your soul and turning it into ice if you're not freezing something actively, for example. So if he's near water and he freezes it, that takes way less energy and magic than him trying to generate ice from quote-unquote nothing. The only people who can kind of do stuff from quote-unquote nothing, there's usually a heavy cost for it, so people don't usually try not to do magic that way. They usually just use spells, because spells are like preloaded, as it were. So they basically, when you use a spell, it's like you're basically filling up a water jug beforehand, and then you basically use that to do magical shenanigans with. There it is. Go. So that's kind of the equivalent of what he does, is that he tends to just carry water with him, so he can just freeze things and not have to worry about trying to pull water from who knows what, you know. Stella is a special case because of course she is my main character, so she is a special lovely little snowflake, so she is hilarious. Hello, hey there, Shao Kitsune, welcome in. It is me, Themi Enigma, and Elder Dragon Bomb Boss. How you doing today? How art thou? Actually, I'm gonna start with white. Here we go. But how art thou? How are you? Welcome, Reyes. Hello. Yes, the chin scratch. But yeah, but when it comes to a lot of the when it comes to, like, and that's, again, this is just natural magic I'm talking about that has this kind of limitation. Spells, because they are prepared ahead of time, they don't always have that drawback, but of course they do take longer to prepare, so there's that. Actually, I want this to be a little less saturated. There we go. But spells basically prepared in advance obviously do not have that draining issue, so usually he tries to kind of be pretty careful about that. It's like a bit of a trade-off. If you want to be able to use your magic like pretty quickly and freely, then you would want to use your natural magic, but there's a cost to that, including if you can even use your own natural magic at all, since not everybody can. Hello, it's me. How you doing? Here we go. Okay. Yeah, most people try not to do anything too much with their natural magic, just because there's a lot. It's kind of like the way I like to put it is like lifting weights. If you're used to kind of lifting a certain amount of weight every day, then that's just your natural whatever. You can work to do more, but it's really hard, so you have to kind of do training if you want to be able to lift more than what you already naturally do. Okay. Go. All right. Let's see, do I want to use... Okay, yeah, I'll use these. This is fine. Okay. Just so I can have something down here. And... okay, cool. Actually, I wonder if I should just do this for him too. Okay, no, that looks better. Anyway. Oh, thank you very much for the head pats and the care combo. I stretch, my spine went somewhere, and I drink water. Oh. Anyway. But yeah, but that's kind of how the way I kind of put it is that this is a lot of, I think I want your, I know yours is like mainly like a very vibrant blue and black, I believe. But yeah, but that's one thing I kind of like, because I did want to have a magic. I do prefer, at least in my setting, a magic system that's more like your kind of natural whatever versus other stuff. So I kind of prefer that to everybody can use every magic. I kind of wanted to have a little bit of both, but I wanted to make that, you know, you naturally can do one type of magic, which it's not always like elemental or anything. A lot of them are, just because of the nature of the world, but they come in different flavors. Like for example, Dullahan, basically his is actually quote unquote wood magic, but he only uses it to take care of plants. You know, Stella uses her element is technically metal, and it shows up in the most hilarious way possible, you know, because of course it does. Let's see here. Oh no, I need to go paler than that. There we go. Okay, and then we have this. I know it looks like I know it kind of looks like ass, but I'll fix it. Oops. Okay. Because I actually do really like specialist magic a lot. Like it is one of my favorite types. So I'm like, no, like, not everybody has the same type of magic. Like for example, some people have magic that is good for, like, you know, they have like a really nice voice that helps with sleeping, or they have healing or something. Like people can have some really different types of magic, but for the most part, a lot of them just tend to follow along like elemental lines, but not all of them do. Wood magic, stop it. I wouldn't be semi-employee if funny things didn't happen. I mean, yeah. Which when it comes to the elements, like for example, wood is a more special element because it is a combination of two other elements. Same thing with ice. Ice is a combination of two different elements, and that, or at least that's how they're treated. Ice is basically water and air, and wood is the combination of water and stone. Don't at me. This is just the way it is. I don't choose these things. Yes I do, but shut up. No. I was going to keep everybody's color scheme pretty normal. There we go. But yeah, but seeing kind of like the different types of natural magics is actually really cool to me. I like seeing, you know, because when you have like natural magics, it's kind of like, I like that limitation basically. So it's kind of interesting to see what people do when there's like, okay, so, and again, outside of spells, because spells are like their own thing. But if you have like, oh well, their main spell is that they can like create let's see, there we go. Water stone equals mud. Yes, I know, but in this case it actually creates wood. Because I said so, don't at me. Like this is what I choose. Okay, I'm gonna brighten this up a little bit so I can see what the fuck I'm doing. Alright. Go. Yes, anyway. All right. But I do like, again, the different types of stuff that I can like do with each thing. Let's see. This is your stone here. Okay. Let's put down. Let's see. Okay, so now that I have this situation, do I still want that hair? Okay, no, this looks better. Because technically, if you combine stone and fire, you shouldn't get light. You don't get weather, but in this world, you do. So that's kind of how the elements basically work. Okay. And all right, I do kind of like that. Let's see. Okay. Go. Okay, and then this, that. I know it looks like butt, but it's okay. Hello, how are you? Let me see what that was. Hey there, Angel of Vampy. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Semi Enigma. I am an Elder Dragon Mom Boss. Thanks so much for joining the organization. You can pick up your badge at the front desk. But how art thou? Are you doing good? I'm doing good. I am drawing my novel characters. They are beautiful and hilarious and not badly drawn. Leave me alone. Anyway. Yes, Stella is stone and fire, so that is why she is a metal. Let's see. Alrighty. I'm going to kind of focus on a little bit here. It looks like ass, I know. Let's see. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my most vibrant purple for this. All right. White. Okay. Okay, cool. And then we have Doohan here. But yeah, everyone just kind of when it comes to like the whole element thing, it's not always about specifically what magic you use per se. Sometimes it just kind of helps with, you know, what your personality is like and stuff like that. Like, are you more grounded or whatever, you know? So that's like some fun stuff I've been having with that. Like that. And then up here. Okay. And there's this dude. Let's see. I need to be brighter than that. Anyway. So that means that she can create a frying pan for Celsius when he annoys her. Somewhat, yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, she depending on how much like magic you have in you, it can get pretty dangerous depending on what kind of magic that you use. Because the other thing is, depending if your natural magic is something that is dangerous, that does put you on the radar of the Magic Regulation Authority. They basically are something that came into being for hilarious reasons, and they basically will if the magic that you have is too dangerous, they will actually have to come and lock you up. So that's something that can happen. That would be bad. You definitely don't want the magical authority to show up. You know, because they're like, oh, what do you mean your magic like gives you the ability to create tornadoes for no reason? Well, that's either you learn to control that, or we're gonna have to come and, you know, commandeer your person. You know, that would be bad. All right, here we go. And I'm probably gonna have to start cleaning stuff up here. There we go. Anyway. Run from the magic police, but he is the magic police. Why do you think he's blue and black? Let me stop. Oh my god, I'm going to hell. Someone help me. Oh god, that is not funny. That is not funny. That is not funny. Oh god. It's like, you fool, I am the magic police. Oh, like, no, Isley, I believed in you. I trusted you. I can't believe you're actually the magic police. He's like, yep, I've been the magic police all along. He's like, get ready to get custodied. Okay. All right. Here. There we go. Okay. Oops. No. Okay. These are some terrible rough sketches, but this is how the cookie crumbles, man. Let's see. I can make something darker down here. Wrong one. I need darker than that. There we go. Anyway. Let's see. Let's see. Is this the right one? Oh, this one. But no, I think these are pretty cool characters, honestly. Like, I like them a lot. Like, there's other characters, like, I haven't gotten to the villain characters yet, which I know I will be the only one that hates my villains. So wait, if he's if he's the magic police, would that mean that he can create a problem because that Stella is dangerous and needs to be observed closely? So fun fact, he didn't tell the magical police about her, so they don't know about her. He just didn't tell anybody. He's just like, you know, she is dangerous, but she would be even more dangerous if she was taken into custody, so I'm just gonna not do it. You know. He's like, I'm just gonna not do it. Like, it'll be fine. There's no way this could end badly. Oh god. She's like, I'm pretty sure that's like a really corrupt practice. He's like, just a little bit. But anyway. So these are like the good characters, quote unquote, who are not just background characters. We got Doulahan, my poor son, who's just not even sure how he got here, to be quite honest. He's just like, what am I doing? What's happening? He's like, Stella, I'm scared. He's so beautiful though. There we go. Well, he looked a little weird for a second. Anyway. But like, Stella is dangerous for a multitude of reasons, not just because of the whole metal thing. She's dangerous all around. So he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna not say anything. It'll be fine. I'm just like, oh god. That's just a problem waiting to happen. There we go. Let me clean this up a little bit. Oh. Sure, it wouldn't. It's like, sure, it wouldn't end badly. It would end very badly. I don't think Cell even would even hold her. It wouldn't. Like, that's the thing. She's this girl has she's been through some things, so she's not okay sometimes. He's like, I could do it, but I'm not ready to contribute to the overall decrease of the world population. So yes, probably. Not gonna lie, probably, yeah. Like, he actually, the thing about Celsius is that he is very good at his job, because he actually brought down, with Stella's help, he actually brought down the organization, I'll just say, that had to do with her not so good time, you know? Like, so he did help there, you know? Let's do this. Okay. So I can warp things out a little bit. So, like, it's not like he's like, you know, completely ignoring everything, but he's like, well, she's a lot more useful out of the thing than in the thing. So we're just gonna keep her out of the thing. And look, she even has her own weird little twink. So he's like, so I'm not gonna mess with that. You see, my new favorite phrase unlocked. I am not ready to contribute to the overall decrease of the population. I love that I'm using that in my next session. Top blue plants. Yes, I support this. Okay. But yeah, just like, I don't know, because like the story itself deals with some pretty interesting issues that I found. So having like this guy basically be like, yeah, I could do my job completely, but some parts of my job are bad, so no, I'm not doing that. Plus you'll like kill me, so I don't want to do that. Hello at all. Like, he's like, I don't want to get murdered over this, come on. He's like, look at this girl, she's like, I will so murder you. And he's like, I know. He's just like, ugh. He's like, I am not ready to deal with that. Okay, so a little about my D&D party has this habit of when we have to go through plans about a situation or somehow mass casualties in our first answer somehow. All because it would be really easy to do so, but there has to be another way, right? I mean, there should be. There should be another way, but doesn't mean that they're always gonna do it. Let me just do some little bit of embellishments here. All right. What was I gonna do over here? Oh. I like these though. Okay. I'll probably I have to work on my villains at some point, but I actually really do like how a lot of these came out here. These came out really, really well. Because like, again, like Celsius was like, I am not sure what color this guy's hair is, and I didn't want to get too far in the my second draft without figuring out just what is his hair color. You know, like that would have been super annoying. That would have been so annoying if I'm like, oh my god, what's this guy's hair color? Oh jeez, oh jeez. Like, yes, save in progress. Let's see. Then you got just Stella being beautiful. She's a beautiful being. She's just minding her own business, not committing crime. So, and that's all we can ask for. Just don't commit crime, Stella. Oh my god. I love her so much. All right. But for the most part, for some nice sketches here, I'm doing really good. I love how Duhan's just in the middle of these two chaotic weirdos. He's the only lawful anything. Stella's wondering, however, how she is wonderful. However, she's a cinnamon will kill you. She will kill you. Like, she's been through too much bullshit to care. She's like, look, I've been through some bullshit and I don't have time for this. Like, Duhan's just this poor innocent whoopee who's just kind of like, I just got out of college. I just got out of magic college. I don't know anything about the world. And then you got this fucker over here who's just like, I may or may not be a corrupt policeman. Like, this is what we got going on here. We have you know, a traumatized elf woman, baby, and potential corrupt cop. Like, potential corrupt magic cop. I don't know. So there's that. Anyway, but yeah, we'll go on ahead, She looks like she smells well. Like, oh, she does. That's the worst thing. I didn't intend for it, but she totally does. Anyway, but yeah, we'll go ahead and stop here. Corrupt cops in the world? Never. Like, he's the other type of corrupt cop. There's like two. There's the kind that break the rules because they want to break them, and then there's the ones who break the rules because they realize the rules are shit. He is the latter. Because we need more cops to break the law for good. This is my fantasy novel and I do what I want. And if my fantasy is like nice corrupt cop, I will have it. I was like, look, we have 2 people of color and a corrupt cop for good. Hooray. I'm going to jail. Someone help me. Anyway. But I like how these guys came out. I like their colors. The colors are good. This is great. This is great. I'm gonna go ahead and end stream here. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. If you are somehow watching the VOD, don't forget to like and subscribe or whatever. Yeah, be good, behave, and don't be a menace. I am, as for news, I am currently working on my novel. I am on the 2nd draft, and then after that I will be releasing the first couple of chapters just so people can see what it's about. It will be trash. It will be trash. It'll be my trash. Okay. Love you. Night night, everybody. Gotta sleep. Okay, bye. Oh, here it is.